that you would receive one, or at least that you could be more open-minded, open-hearted today, and that the information could land maybe just a little bit more than before. Breathe in beautiful, supportive energy that is here from all of us, reaching each other's hearts, rolling out anything that doesn't suffice, doesn't serve, no need for it now. And anywhere where you might think that there's change available for everyone, but maybe it doesn't work out for you, would you just try and create that now, please? Anywhere where you don't think that maybe you could get change from just a podcast or a summit, would you just join on create that now, please? Take a breath. It's available for us all of the time, all of the time. Alrighty, thank y'all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jennifer Blackert.
And I'm Leonka Reyna.
This is the Hustle Mystic Morning Show, your community go-to for woo.
Hey.
Today, we're starting the day with Emily Britton, somebody who I stalked online after I saw one of her previous shows. And we'll get started in just a minute. Just a couple reminders before we get started about the logistics of this summit. There is a Zoom link on the live dashboard if you do want to come over and be closer to us. If you are watching live, we send you over there so that you always know where to go. And so I wanted to make sure you knew that was available. I also want you to know, also on that live page, there is a VIP pass. You can watch this series for the next 7 days after we're done this Friday. But if you'd like to partake in having not just this summit, but every summit that we've ever done in the past and all the summits in the future, we've put together those packages. And also within it, there are some incredible bonuses from our speakers. So please partake in the VIP pass. It just is a way to, really keep the energy of the show going and living on and on and on. And I don't know about you, Leonka, but I've had some serious changes from just the summits alone.
Yes, we did that whole series last week about these jolt awake moments. And so when you get the VIP pass, like she said, it's not only just the pass for today for this summit, right? It's all 7 seasons from before. So we really believe that the work has whispers, what we call whispers or clues throughout. And these are just these clues that are through points. Basically, different speakers will say different things, and there will be a through point. Maybe science will even incorporate, but when you receive some of this information, it's just a reminder for how we can experience change on a really profound level. And we also give you the summits for the future. So that's super cool.
Yes. Yes. We're not going to ask you to rebuy it every single time. And so we invite you to buy it once when it seems aligned and right for you. It's an invitation.
Absolutely.
Great.
We also have our chakras available.
Yes.
That so every day we're doing a like 90% off one of the programs or support things that we have, products that we have available for you in our
shop.
Yes.
If you go to the live page on your dashboard of your computer, at the very top, there is a link that says go to the shop. And we have up there so far Hertz frequencies for just $8. And we've got chakras today for $27. And we will also tomorrow have a massive discount on my Dragon Voyage series, which started out costing $300 for those that participated live. So it'll be huge. I think it'll be $22 tomorrow and through the end of the summit. So if you're called to this work and you're called and you know that I'm a dragon channel and do this kind of interesting thing with the Arcturians, that might call you. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow when we open that up.
Yeah, talk a little bit about what chakras does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm like designed to really understand frequency, right? So I've started to use our Hertz frequencies, which is our $8 Summit Enhancer, while I was reading books. So then I went to the sound architect and said, there's these matching frequencies that also go with chakras. Could we make a compilation to really support and opening and upgrading our chakra system, especially while we're doing a lot of this heady new work?
Exactly.
So that's why we've made that available for you for just $27. If you buy a special offer during the show, you'll often see those as upsells so that you can get in, you can upgrade your chakras, and you can also have some Hertz frequencies to lower your brainwave states. Those Hertz frequencies also have some binaural beats in them, and so do the chakras. So it helps you balance the, right and left side of the brain. There's a lot of science that we could talk about behind it, but let's get to the show.
Yay.
Again, it's on the shop page. If you can't find the link, it's at houthustle.com/shop. Okay. And if you ever need anything, you can reply to any of our newsletters and our team will respond.
Or you can just write team@houthustle.com.
Thank you. Okay. Emily Britton, hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Excited to have you.
Yeah.
There's a moment when you sense somebody's energy, and I know in me, I'm usually, pretty attuned to how open and how much work they've done. Then I got on the phone with you, and then I felt like I knew you. And I know that you do this work called coming home. And that's how it feels when I met you. I met you virtually on the phone. And I wanted to just start the conversation there. I know you're a shamanic healer. How did you get into this work? Just kind of give everybody the backstory.
Okay, well, if I could spend the whole time about my story.
Yes. 3 for 1.
I will see
we
how I
definitely
can.
want to get into the work too.
Yes,
absolutely.
I was thinking about that this morning, actually. I often try to condense my backstory, but sometimes the journey is really important to share for everyone else too, because
thank you for saying that.
Yeah, we're all on our journeys, and many of us feel so human, and the people we see speaking to us feel so other than, or so out there, and we sometimes don't feel like we can join that. It feels very divided. And so this came to me this morning of like, maybe I should share a little bit more of my journey of how it all happened. And I still want to talk about the work, and it all is about coming home.
Actually,
maybe too as well. But you know what? The backstory I found can be very inspiring for folks, and so that is why we like to have this, this little bit of intro for people to truly engage with you, and would love to continue to have you join us too, so we can go deeper.
Let's just continue a conversation. Maybe we can leap off your backstory and ask questions.
And please feel free to interrupt if anything you have questions, or if you would like to move on from the story.
No, I think it's great.
Go for it.
Yeah. Well, so, one thing I haven't shared yet when I've been on other interviews is that, my journey, even though it feels like it's been a lifelong journey, we're all on a lifelong journey of remembering how to come home to who we are within. To be honest, stepping into the shamanic path has really only been about 3 years. And I've been hiding that because once you step into your true soul calling, it all comes so fast. It's like this deep, deep, deep remembering, and all the skills, all the wisdom, all the healing abilities are there. And so I tend to shy away from being so honest about it, because I'm still in my head a little bit of like, oh, it hasn't been that long. I'm not qualified to do this. What if they think I'm an imposter? And we all have those stories in our head.
Sure.
And I felt like, today I really needed to share that, because when you do the healing work and when you truly step into your soul path, it all lines up. The universe lines up, and you are in your element. You're in your soul path. And so it all comes very quickly. So I felt like that was important to share, that even though I've been on this lifelong journey, really stepping very consciously onto the shamanic path with the real trainings, with the elders, with the indigenous peoples, that was really only within 3 years. So there's that. But I'll start with a little bit of the beginning is that I was very spiritual. When I was young, I was always thinking about death and wondering what happens after you die. I was actually terrified of death, to be honest. And I grew up very Catholic, and I was really into the mysticism. I didn't know what mysticism was at the time, but I was really into this idea of being able to connect directly with the divine. And that grew until I hit a really big bump in the road. And I know many of us have these bumps in the road, and that could be a death. It could be you lose your career path. It could be injury. It could be trauma. It can be anything, a sudden loss. And so I hit a really big bump in the road. And without going into all those details, because that's a whole nother journey too, but it was a huge dark night of the soul for me. I was very, very religious. I went into college for theology, and I came out of college agnostic. I didn't believe in anything because that huge bump in the road, the trauma that I faced was so severe, it caused me to completely lose any sense of a belief system, any sense of the woo-woo. I know you guys, that your intro was woo. I was none of it. And to be honest, I didn't even really believe in love. I just didn't, it felt dangerous. And I think some of us carry those stories inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it took me, now some people can come out of those dark nights quickly and they have these epiphanies or they see the light, and it's a quick evolution for me. And I do believe this is part of the shamanic path because I think I needed to learn all the ins and outs of how you crawl out of the darkness. But for me, it took about 20 years of, first of all, finding out how to love myself, finding out who I am, what do I like? And then it began asking myself, what do I actually believe? And that, you go through all these barriers and all these false stories and all these illusions, or what you think you should believe or how you should be. And you have to get through that part. And then you start to really know deep in your heart, what do I believe? And that is when the true conscious awakening, going onto this shamanic path, began for me. So that's some of the human part. And then the shamanic part, as I was at this point now in my journey of really asking, what do I believe? And starting to really sit with it and let it feel what is true inside. That's when you start opening up to the magic of the universe, and you start letting in those little signs, those little messages come in. And then it's up to you to believe. So many of us still, that is sometimes a barrier of like, I don't know, was that real? Was that a coincidence? I don't know. And half of the journey is actually just letting yourself believe. You get to choose, do I believe this or not? And so I started to believe, and that's what led me on the shamanic path. I didn't actually know that I was going to be a healer. I knew I wanted to make a difference in the world. I knew the light and the love I held in my heart, but I didn't know how that was going to manifest. But I was following the little clues, the little breadcrumbs. And for me, it led me into a lineage of training with the shamans of the Andes Mountains. They are called Pacos. They don't really call themselves shamans. And they are the last living Incans. And so I found an online school that takes you through their medicine wheel, teaches you how to become a healer of that lineage. And this is a little bit of some details in the medicine wheel through this lineage, but they go through the 4 directions. And now every tradition, every lineage will go through the 4 directions differently. They'll call in the directions differently. But for this lineage, we start with the south, and then you go to the west, and then you go to the north, and then you go to the east. And each one carries an archetypal animal and wisdom. And so they start with the south because this is the medicine wheel. So you start with the south because it carries the energy of serpent, of Sachamama. And that energy is what helps you shed. It eats away the heavy energy that you're carrying, the dense energy, the really big wounds, the big traumas. And so you start there. That's the beginning of your healing journey. And then you go to the west, which is the energy of the shadows, of the night world, of the things that you don't actually know, that are hiding deep inside, the stories or contracts you're living by, and that are kind of dictating your life at the moment. You get to know those really well, and then you bring healing to them. And then you go to the north, and that's where you start to step into your soul destiny. You start to do ancestral lineage healing, and you receive the medicine of hummingbird, and that's that sweetness and the nectar and the color of life. And then it brings you to eagle. And then that's the energy of the east. And that's your vision. That's like the calling from the upper world. Hanak Pacha is what we call it. And that helps you have the vision of where am I going in my life? What is actually called for me beyond my own simple human thoughts, but what is the actual soul destiny for me? So I share all that because the beginning of my training as a shamanic healer began with my own really deep shamanic healing. And that began with Sachamama, with the serpent, with the energy of the South. And so before I even knew about the school, before I even knew what I was going to do, all these snakes kept coming to me. Like I would go on hikes and there would be huge snakes. We found a snake in my home and I had never had a snake in my home. And there would be snake images and I would open up a book. There's a snake. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? And I got online and I had been listening to a lot of podcasts at this time. And someone had dropped the name of this specific shamanic school that I had heard about years ago, didn't think it was relevant. They said it again, and I was like, ooh, that was that little clump, like breadcrumb, if you will. It seems so small and innocuous, but I was like, that school. I go on the website, I open it up, there is this huge snake. And I'm like, the snake.
Whispers.
Yes.
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 Signs.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of like how I actually stepped on. But I will be honest, and even when I saw the snake and I knew, yes, I have to do this. I don't care the cost. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm a mom. I have 3 young boys, but I had to do it. And so, and that's sometimes the test of the universe too, is will you say yes to your soul calling, even if you're telling yourself stories that this is hard or that you can't do this. You're a mom. You should be focusing on your family. But I did. And I said yes. But I didn't know I didn't really know even at that time that I was a healer. I just was saying yes to the universe. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, universe, I'm finally catching up. I am a healer. Gotcha.
I'm hearing this now.
Yes. Yes. So that's a little bit of my journey. I'm happy to like dive deeper or go anywhere with a conversation.
No, that's a beautiful journey to get to just this point, and then as your journey will continue. I love it.
For sure.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, what was some of the things that you found, maybe just as a little bit of inspiration, because you said you were the mother of small children, and I knew what that was like when I first started my journey. We had moved away, and I had a young son, and I was trying to do a podcast, and all the things would always happen. And but things always end up coming together either way, right? How did you kind of traverse that?
Ooh, okay. Well, to be honest, for me, and this doesn't necessarily mean it's true for everyone, but for me, it was a lot of letting go.
Okay.
Letting go of the stories I tell myself, letting go of the roles I tell myself that I am, letting go of the identities, letting go of relationships sometimes. And so for me, that was part of my journey of letting go of my marriage. I realized that my marriage was not actually supporting my soul's highest calling.
Yeah.
That was not easy. That is not an easy one to let go. And believe me, half of my journey, and this is even before I was stepping onto the specific shamanic path, but half of my journey was reckoning with a marriage that I felt deep inside was not in alignment, but I really I didn't want to have to do that hard part of letting it go. I didn't want to, and I thought, is it possible that I can still do my soul calling and still stay married so I don't have to deal with that hard part? But, a lot of us are called to let go of things that are not serving us. And so that was a really big one for me of letting go. So if anything, it's letting go so that you can let in, and you can let in what is actually in alignment for you. So that's my journey. Hopefully it's not true for everyone. It doesn't mean if you're in a situation, you have to necessarily end it, but that was my story.
But there's courage in looking at that, right? There's courage in really looking at what's true for you, and then making those, what we sometimes consider hard decisions. I remember one time we were at a summit and a retreat at Janet's, and one of the girls was like, oh, this was the most amazing retreat that I've ever had. She goes, and I realized here, I was like, oh, cool. What was your biggest takeaway? She goes, that I need to leave my marriage, and that I'm going to write a book. And I was like, and she goes, no, it's totally okay. I'm very happy about this. And I was like, wow. But she's like, no, this has been a long time coming. I've finally able to look at myself.
Yeah,
And I thought
finally
that was
able to
very
choose it.
choose it, very,
Yeah.
very brave.
Yes, that's the
Um,
power. That's the
Yeah.
power and the
yes,
courage that you're speaking of. And even sometimes it's not even ending a relationship, but it's, it's making a choice for your soul calling is hard no matter what. And it does require courage. It doesn't matter what the outside circumstances are, because there's some fear there. And this is where, this goes into some of my shamanic work, but very likely many of us have had past lives where we were in our soul calling and there was danger, or we were threatened, or we saw suffering because of, atrocities that have happened in past lifetimes. So we have this safety mechanism on that helps us keep it protected, hidden maybe. You put it down, that real soul calling. We don't want it out because it might be dangerous. So there is kind of this experience of fear when we actually step into our soul calling. And so it does require courage and deep listening and honoring what's actually true inside. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. I know that you're almost known for your ceremonies. And one of the reels I watched, you were saying, I think that people have like all these conclusions on what ceremony actually is. I wanted to see if you'd speak a little bit about coming home and cacao and the energy of cacao and some of these ceremonies that you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for asking that. So yeah, and I think you're talking about, I recently did an interview where I did a very small hybrid cacao ceremony with a Major League Baseball player. And
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
yes, and it was fun because so many people in the modern world, we have these stigmatized ideas of what is ceremony. And we often know ceremony in a very religious context and institutionalized ceremonies.
yeah,
And then we also have these very, very pagan, woo-woo out there ceremonies. And there's a place for both. For me, ceremony is when we remember how sacred our life is right now in this very moment. And so sometimes in that very moment, it is a really big deal. Maybe you're giving birth, or maybe you're going through a major milestone or a rites of passage. And those would be really big ceremonies. Those are the ones I think we more traditionally think of a ceremony, and you're outside and there's candles and la la la, singing and chanting and whatever. And there's places for that. But I think every moment can be a ceremony. Every moment you can remember, oh yeah, there's sacredness there. I'm sacredness. Everything outside of me is sacred. And so speaking to the work with cacao, well, and honestly, and I would even begin with a glass of water. And I know I shared that when I had that little interview, that even having a cup of water can be a sacred ceremony. You can go on a journey with it. You can even with your intention bring awakeness, like wake it up. You can wake it up, wake up its consciousness with your intention, with your
love
hands.
it.
You can use your imagination if you're not quite there yet and fully believing, but you can bring it there with your attention, and then you can go on a journey with, where did this water come from?
Oh, how fun.
And
Yeah.
taking in not even just of our earth. I mean, water came from out there in the greater cosmos. So, whoa, this galactic water is right now in my cup. Going on a
Yeah.
journey with the ocean that's in your cup, that immense living cycle of water that it evaporates. The clouds are in your cup. The dewdrops are in your cup. The
Yeah.
rivers are in your cup, and bringing it all in. And then you bring it to yourself and you look at it. You're like, oh my gosh, this water is alive. And when you can come into that point of recognizing it's alive, I'm alive, it's coming in me, and I am part of the cycle, you sort of bridge that divide that we often feel between ourselves and the natural world. And so even a cup of water can be a ceremony where you're just coming into relationship with it. So for me, that's ceremony, is coming into
Wow.
relationship. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm reading a book. It's called Open Focus, and they very much do a very similar thing with the attention. And so, instead of just like grabbing a cup and having your narrow attention of drinking water, it opens your focus so that you can even go, how much space does this cup hold up in front of me? And how much space is it from my physical to this? And really honoring the field that is going through both objects. And it's just, I mean, I think that's just such a beautiful practice. We don't stop to pay attention anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Attention. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of things pulling our attention too.
A lot.
Yes.
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 Yes. Um,
Mhm.
Fabulous. So talk to us about coming home and how you support people in either coaching to truly feel like they are home.
Yeah, well, that is a big part of my work. Both, I work individually in private healing sessions, and then I also hold cacao ceremonies, which I didn't talk about. Cacao, just real quickly, cacao is a heart opening medicine. It's quite literally chocolate, but when it's made with integrity and under, with ceremonial intentions, it becomes this very sacred heart opening beverage and medicine. So I hold cacao circles where we drink cacao and we drum and we go on journey meditations, but it's part of that invitation to come back home to ourselves. I
Mm-hmm.
think so much, especially right now in our world, there is like a buffet of spiritual offerings. And so
Sure.
it can feel kind of overwhelming. And also, I find for myself, and I think that this is true for a lot of people, that there's almost like a pulling of ourselves outside of ourselves to find the thing that will get us more spiritual, more connected, more divine. And so there's like, we're almost leaving ourselves to
Right.
connect, but we can't connect until we're connecting in with ourselves and listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so glad
that's
you said that.
Yes, it's
Mhm.
it's it's so essential, so essential. So in some ways I feel like my work is very humble and very simple because it's about remembering how to come back home to yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
even though it sounds simple and it sounds humble, it's very hard to do. It's so hard in not only our modern, loud, busy, active world, but we carry a lot of inner wounds and from again past lives or even just our childhood that make it very difficult for us to come home, where we're afraid to actually sit with ourselves because in sitting with ourselves sometimes there is some hurt that is unresolved. Sometimes there's trauma that is unresolved, heartache, loss. And so most of the time, and we live in a culture that trains us to run away from those discomforts. To it's uncomfortable. Let's talk about happy things, good things, positive things.
Yes.
And
Yep.
we run away from half of ourself
Yes.
that's hurting. And I always look at that part of ourselves as a small child, unhealed. And if you were to abandon a small child, like that doesn't feel good, So the journey of healing and of coming home is remembering there's this small child that's hurting inside, and you would want to scoop up that child. You would want to take care of that child. You would want to bring it home, and that child is you. And so
Mm.
I don't know where to go with all of that, but that's some of the
No,
work I
it's
do with private energy healing is, working through those layers of stories of wounds with individuals and helping them find themselves. There's quite literally a
yes.
soul part when we've had trauma, a soul part, whether it's like, again, a past life or in our childhood, a soul part that the trauma was so intense that that beautiful, pure divine light that is us, there's a part of it that leaves to protect itself because
Yes.
whatever we experienced was so dangerous. And so we don't even realize it left us. We kind of pick up the pieces of whatever trauma we've endured, and it could be short and abrupt, or it could be over years of the slow traumas that we might face. But we don't even realize part of us has left. We can go for
Mm.
years operating with a part of ourselves missing. And I know for many people who might be listening right now, they might be like, "Yeah, I know that feeling.
Mm.
I've had that feeling where you're seeking something and you don't know what. You don't have words for it. It's hard to articulate." That's that soul part. And
Yes.
so
Wow.
the work I do with individuals is finding that soul part, and we do find it, and we bring healing so that you become a safe home again to bring that soul part back. And that's what's called a soul retrieval. So that's
Mhm.
the really, really deep, powerful work I do individually. And I will probably continue always doing that as far as I know until I'm directed otherwise,
Yeah.
because it's just so life changing, and it's not just for that person because that healing affects their lineage, their ancestors, and it
Yes.
goes forward. It's like that whole ripple effect. I mean, when you can bring yourself home to yourself fully and wholly, it absolutely ripples out, and that vibration carries out to everyone around you. And then they can feel invited and welcome to go on their own soul journey of finding themselves coming home again. So that's the individual work. And then the ceremonial work is, as I lightly touched upon, especially with cacao, is helping us in a more sacred community, which I feel is so vital and so essential in our healing journey, is
Mhm.
that we're not alone. And so
Yes.
I obviously do that with clients
Absolutely.
101, but in sacred community, it's so powerful because so much healing can happen just from listening to someone,
Yes.
listening to their story, bearing witness, and supporting someone, and then also allowing yourself to be seen, and witnessed and
Yes.
heard and supported. And that's also, sometimes that's hard too. Showing up in our full humanness, not having to be perfect or always connected, but you're allowed to be human. So my gatherings, all of them, I try to come up with more clever names, but it always comes back to coming home. Coming home to
No,
yourself,
Good.
coming
It's
home.
good.
It
yes.
is, because it's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's like, oh
Yes.
yeah, this is what it feels like to come home, because
Yes.
we live in a busy world. We're working 9 to 5. We might have kids. We have all these other things. We have our cell phones, social obligations, and we're always kind of pulled outside of ourselves. And so when I hold my gatherings, it's an invitation to come back,
I
to
love that.
remember what it feels like to be back home. So there you go.
Yes.
I know we talked about on their pre-session that you could take some callers and have your work demonstrated. Could we do some of that soul retrieval?
So the soul retrieval is not something I can do
Sure.
like in a
Okay.
single session. That's like, that takes several steps to get there, because there's usually a lot of energetic layers that we have to work through, and they're, raw and private. And so that I can't do, but what I can do, and I know what we talked about, is spiritual tracking. So something I
Okay.
offer for clients, especially like on like shamanic mentoring calls, is an opportunity for them to not only share a bit of their journey with me, but for me to do spiritual tracking, where I will use my rattle.
Yay.
And I actually take my own assemblage point, is what we call it, but it's kind of like your consciousness in a way. And I'm going to commune with the 4 archetypes, with what I just shared, with serpent, with jaguar, with hummingbird, and with eagle. And I receive a message or a vision that is for you specifically. And it may make sense, or it might not right away. Sometimes they're really out there, visions that I get, but later on, if you journal about it, it might make a lot of sense, or it might for you very specific. So I try my best not to interpret or analyze, because that's when it's no longer a pure message. So I just try to
gotcha.
deliver what I got.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we already have hands raised.
Okay.
Let's see. And if you can, please try and turn on your
Yeah.
camera so that we can get the experience. Want to go ahead and take Zoom? Oh,
Oh, let's
yeah, we have to go with
We
our
have to go with our
Mystique
Mystique
board. And if
members.
you're part of our Mystique, they do get priority. So we'll do that first. Is that Tiffany?
Deborah.
Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi, Deborah.
So good.
Welcome.
I enjoyed your coming home summit that you did so much. You had me at the name. Yeah,
Oh,
for-
good.
and thank
Oh,
you
good.
for here today. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm also feeling sort of like you. We're working hard through a lot of things from my past, but very drawn to the shamanic. And I think that's
Mm.
probably one of the first ones when I listened to your coming home.
Oh, wonderful.
And I really appreciated your the 4 steps and the animals. So yeah, just do what you
Yes. Well, we'll see what they want to tell you. I don't know, other than what you've just shared right now, I don't know much about your journey. So before we even get into it, and hopefully we'll be good on time, I want to first of all just settle in. This is for myself, but also for you, because I want to make sure I'm actually receiving the message that's meant for you, and not just from somewhere out there in my head or in the ethers, but it's for you. So I'm going to invite us, and everyone can join in and just coming back into their bodies, bringing all of them, all that came before this moment, all the stories, all the things you've done, as far back as you want, bringing it right here, right now into your body, and bringing everything that comes after this moment, all the to-dos, all the jobs and responsibilities, bringing them all back here. So you are right here in your body. And placing your hands on your heart if you haven't yet, and just allowing yourself to feel your heart. And allowing your heart to feel your hand. Coming back home to your heart, the place where your soul light, your soul expression lives. And as you are arriving and allowing that beautiful light of you to expand within You can imagine, or maybe you feel how it's growing, allowing it to grow. And this is how we begin cultivating heart consciousness or heart coherence. Just noticing your own light within your heart, allowing it to expand. And this is how I work too. I come into my own heart, I allow my own heart to expand. And then as I create sacred space, whether it's with a group or with an individual, then I can come into heart coherence with them. And I begin tuning in and listening and feeling what's going on in their heart. And so as I'm here with Deborah, thanking you for being here with me in this beautiful sacred space that we're so vulnerably sharing in front of everyone. It takes great courage to be seen. And I'm going to bring up some sacred light around you and me. So even though we're seen in this container here live and for all the future recordings, we're creating a little sacred bubble around you and me. So I'm feeling in my own light within my heart. I'm bringing it above my head. And I'm allowing my own soul light to connect in with the light of the cosmos, the heart of the cosmos. We may call it God, source, love and light of the universe. And when I feel it and I feel it, then I stretch that light and I'm bringing it around you and me so that we are in this sacred container and we're inviting in all the beings of your lineage, your ancestry here for your highest good. And I'm calling in all of my own helpers, my own spirit team to come in to this sacred space for your highest good and my highest good and the highest good of all. So that any messages or visions I receive is for your highest good. And just thanking them, thanking all the beings that are here with us right now. And I'm setting the intention that I'm going to spiritually track Deborah today to receive any messages or visions for her journey, for her highest good. May these messages and images be clear, efficient. May they make sense. May I see clearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And so you can continue staying in your heart. And there's nothing you have to try to do, just allowing yourself to be here, open, allowing your heart to continue expanding and opening. And you're just going to see and hear me rattling for a little while, and I might talk while I'm doing it. And afterwards, when I come out, I will share what I see. All right, Eagle. Not ready for you yet, my friend. I got a message from Eagle, but I'm going to always start with South. So hold on, Eagle. All right. Inviting in serpent energy. Pachamama. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come, come, come. Can you show me what messages or images you would like me to receive for Deborah's highest good? What do you want me to know here? Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, leaving Pachamama. Clearing my vision. And now meeting with Jaguar. Hello, Jaguar. Can you show me any messages Any images for Deborah's highest good? What do you want me to see here? Okay. Anything else you want me to know? Okay, thank you. Leaving Jaguar, coming back up, clearing my vision. And arriving now with Hummingbird. Siwarkente, Humboy, come. Hummingbird, please show me a message or image for Deborah's highest good. What do you want me to know here? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, leaving Hummingbird. Clearing my vision. And moving on up to Eagle, who was there at the beginning. All right, Eagle, what do you want me to see? What do you want to show me? What's the message here? What do you want me to know? You're showing me, I feel it. What is this message? Okay. Thank you. Going back, clearing my vision. Returning my assemblage point. Okay, Deborah. So it's like coming like out of a dream. So I'll try my best to remember. So when I met with Serpent Energy, I actually saw Serpent flying on the, or not flying, it looked like it was flying. It was on water, beautiful, pearly, iridescent water. There's this mountain ahead, there's this beautiful landscape, and it's like half of its body as it's snaking through this water is a little bit under the water. Some of it is not. So there's bits of the body under and on top of the water. And I wasn't sure what the message was, but as I was sinking in and asking, what Serpent was showing me is that you're just at the surface level, but there's this depth to explore. And I could feel it. That's what I could feel. There's like this, if you think of an iceberg, how deep it is underneath. And it's like, oh, like you need to go deeper. And you're just kind of on this beautiful surface of the water. And it's saying, go deeper, go deeper. When I met with Jaguar, it was kind of a similar message. I saw this huge Siberian tiger. It's next to this puddle. And it has one little, very sharp nail. And it's just tapping his sharp nail into the water, kind of making it mucky and muddy. And he's like, yeah, it's just a little bit, but you got to start. You got to start somewhere. Get your feet wet. And he was just kind of playing like it's not a big deal. Just start. So that was the message from Jaguar, from this tiger. When I met with Hummingbird, I could see a hummingbird, and it was reaching into a flower, but in the flower, it was almost like a speaker. And the message was, begin talking to your ancestors. Like they are waiting to talk with you, to speak to them. So it was just like this open invitation. Like they're just like thinking of it as like a phone, and you're not talking yet to them, and they're waiting for you to talk. They're just waiting for you to pick up the phone and talk. That one feels really powerful. Yeah. And they're going to help you too. They're going to help you. And when I met with Eagle, it was funny because Eagle came to me at first, and then when I went up, it was very hard to interpret. What I could see initially was like you were way, way, way up high, I can see this immense landscape, and it felt really good. It felt very liberating. It felt very freeing. I had full body chills, and that's all I had for a few moments. I wasn't sure if there was more message, and I asked, what is the message here? And it was hard to articulate, but the feeling was like, look at all she has around her. She has this expansiveness that she is hers. This is hers. This is yours. And also then it showed me, look up to the sky and fly higher. You can fly higher than what you think you can. So those were the messages I received for you. I hope that they resonated. And I guess I can ask you, did those resonate?
Yes. Yeah, that was so deep. All of it, just the experience, even while you were rattling. Yeah.
Good. Oh,
And
I'm glad.
I did start out with a crying when you went to Serpent, and I thought, oh man, I thought I've done so much work with Serpent. So yeah, I thought I've done so much work, but I guess that's the flying high part. Yeah, needs to
Yes.
go
Yes. And
the
we
depth
all
of-
think, yeah, we all think our healing's done. And then we're like, oh my gosh, there's more. But I do find like it's this beautiful journey of discovering even more depths. But then when you do that, yes, like the flying even higher, it balances out on both ends.
Yeah,
Very
very,
beautiful.
very
Yes.
shamanic, very
Yes. Thank you.
my whole
Yeah.
body experience,
Oh, I'm so glad.
my heart most of all. Thank you. That was
Yes. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So as we're ending and I see all these hands
Well,
up, I know I
can-
can't get to all of them,
Can
but
we do one more though?
yeah.
I feel can we go a little faster and do one more or not? Or
I can try. I won't have to ground as much for the next one, but before I close out, what I do is I do want to close that light I brought
Yes.
around Deborah and I.
Okay.
So even though I don't see Deborah on there anymore, I know energetically, what I do is I bring up that light, and I'm going to bring it down through Deborah, you and I, and our chakras. This is your medicine, your wisdom. So I'm bringing it down through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, through your heart, through your solar, through your sacral, and your root. Anything left over, I give to Pachamama. Okay. And this is how I ensure that what I'm receiving is for that person. And I'm not going to bring Deborah's energy into whoever we select for this next one. And I can go a little bit faster, but the messages sometimes
No, of
take their
course.
time. Yeah.
Don't you all feel this though going through you all? I mean, we're all connected here. It's just wow.
Who's next?
I wanted to Joe was chatting a lot on the chat, so I wanted to ask him to go.
Mm. All right. Hi, Joe.
To start with, I want to say thank you, Emily. That walk around the medicine wheel took me back to the first thing I did when I stepped into doing this, and that was Native American studies
Mm.
and everything. And the way our teacher did it was there never was any time for specific shamanic training. It happened when it happened.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just the situation presented. So I really wanted to say thank you for that. And I mean, wow, how much I forgot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to do this real quick, like too.
Mhm.
I'm going through another journey right now,
Mhm.
90% done. And since everybody else in this group already knows, and it's probably going to help you a little bit, I'm 90% healed
Mm.
from stage 4 colon cancer.
Okay.
I'm still doing some of the healing. I
Yeah.
want to ask you what you see coming up.
Mhm.
I'm not going to
Okay.
say I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Well, what
Just
I can,
what's
yeah. So, that's a separate thing that I can do. And I will say it's one that I'm less experienced in, but I have training in is called a divination. And where I would throw these 13 sacred stones down and I read it and I see what's in the path for you, what's in your soul journey. That's not what this is today. But however, we will receive messages
Right.
from the archetypes, and it might provide some insight of your journey ahead or what's left to do. Okay. So I'll go ahead and we'll just begin so that we can be respectful of everyone's time. And so I'm just going to come back into my heart, inviting everyone to do that as well. Me and Joe here. And I'm bringing up that beautiful light again. And I'm stretching it around Joe and myself in this sacred container for Joe's highest good and the highest good of all. And inviting in all of Joe's ancestors, all of his spirit team and his guides here for his highest good to come into this sacred space with us, and inviting in all of my guides, all of my helpers to come into this sacred space and guide me today to see exactly what I need to see for Joe's highest good for his journey, helping to understand where he's at in this healing journey. What does he need to know? Help me to see clearly. Moving down to Serpent, Pachamama. What do you want me to see here? Okay. Is there anything else? Okay, thank you. Leaving Serpent. Clearing my vision, bringing my vision down to meet with Jaguar. All right, Jaguar, what do you want me to know for Joe? What's the message here? What do you want me to share? Okay. Thank you. Clearing my vision and bringing my vision down to Hummingbird. Hummingbird, what can you show me for Joe's highest good? What do you want me to know here? Okay. What does Joe need to know here? Okay. Already gave you the message. I got it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Hummingbird. Moving up, clearing, and meeting with Eagle. Eagle, Eagle, Eagle. What do you want me to see here? What's the message here? Okay, is that it? All right, thank you, Eagle, returning, clearing, returning my assemblage point. Okay. All right, Joe. Now I will say my job is not to interpret, and I also sometimes have to deliver things that even my brain doesn't want to. So, and I know we're in a very open setting here, so this is everyone kind of witnessing, and we'll just let the images speak to you however they want to speak to you. Okay.
Got it.
So when I went to Serpent, all I was shown was a fire, and that was it, the fire. But the serpent was speaking to me and saying, it's time to burn in the fire all of this. That's this journey that you've been on, this journey of healing, of navigating this medical ropes, all of it. to release it to the fire. It's time to let it go. Okay. And I feel that very emotionally. So that was a very strong, powerful image from serpent. When I went to jaguar, this is when it starts to get a little bit more harder. I could see a black jaguar leaping through this very dense vegetation of a jungle, and the blackness of the jaguar was like going into almost like a portal of the jungle of darkness. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, but what it was, the words that came to me was that you're scared. You're still scared, and there's some fear of death. And so it's just recognizing that. And it was saying at the end too, it's okay. It's okay to be scared. So that was part of the message there. When I arrived at Hummingbird, and this is where, again, it gets a little bit harder for me. I don't love to share some of this, but what I saw was a beautiful little hummingbird sipping from a flower, but I could feel the lightness of day where it was sipping it. And I felt like there were still years to come, but I also could feel the encroaching darkness coming. And this is the part that I don't even want to share, but I could feel it, but it didn't feel bad. It just felt like it's there. You don't have to be afraid of it. Still enjoy the beautiful sweetness of this life. That's what I saw. Okay. And when I went to Eagle, it resonated again with everything. And Eagle just showed me this amazing, strong flight you were taking with Eagle, way, way up high, like almost in our atmosphere, almost in the cosmos. And it was saying, enjoy this flight, enjoy this life. Okay. So those are the messages. Sometimes those messages are hard. I hope that they resonated for you.
They
How did it?
did. And I was trained to work with the darkness, not work against it. There
Yeah.
was no
Yes.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes,
Um,
yeah,
and
sometimes there's these
what I
little
typed,
fears inside.
Yeah.
what
Go
I
ahead.
typed in the beginning on the chat was for the dream the whisper.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
the beginning of the platform. If Kenneth will allow me to do that.
Mhm. We will talk about
So
that later.
there is a shift in direction for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Joe is definitely he's a part of our inner circle. And he is definitely one of our heroes in the way that he's just navigated. I have just utmost respect for his journey. And I hold him as a hero, really. So thank
Yeah.
you for sharing all that with him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Joe. Thank you for allowing me to share all this in front of everyone. And I'll go ahead and close our sacred space that we created, Joe. So I'm going to lift up that beautiful light, thanking all the guides that showed me what you needed to see or hear, remember, and bringing that light down through your chakras, through your crown, through your third eye, through your throat, through your heart, through your belly, sacral, root, anything left over we give to Pachamama. Okay.
Beautiful.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love the energy of this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really a joy. I mean, oh my goodness, it's just so cool. It just, um,
Thank you. Thanks for
thank
letting me
you.
show a little bit of what I do. Very
Yeah, well,
often it's
thanks
a
for,
mystery to people. They're like, "What do you do? What is this? What?" And so it's nice to be able to show a little
yeah,
bit of the work. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We've got it. We're so blessed that we have a great community with no judgment. We know we're all in our different spiritual journeys, and what calls to us is all different because we're all different. And it's an honor to be able to showcase your work here because it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Thank you.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
I wanted to open up this moment for your special offer, so people could partake in working with you a little more. Will you
Yeah.
walk them through what this shamanic mentoring looks like?
Yes. So, you just got a taste of it in what I include in a shamanic mentoring call. But it also, in addition, when you have a shamanic mentoring call with me, and this is, the offer here, we have time to explore your journey, and there's nothing off limits. There's nothing too small or too big to talk about. And my job, when I listen to your journey, I might ask a lot of questions, but my job is I look at it as almost a spiritual detective, and I'm hearing the bigger soul journey that's happening and playing out for you. And I'm understanding the pieces that maybe you haven't been able yet to piece together or make sense of. And so we provide that perspective, that insight for what's actually maybe playing out that you haven't, so many of us are blind to our journey. We don't actually know, especially when you're in it, you cannot sometimes see it. And so my job is to help you see and to have a greater understanding. And then we get even greater understanding because I will do the same spiritual tracking for you too. So we'll come halfway through our shamanic mentoring, and then we will receive messages and images from these spiritual archetypes to support you in your journey going forward. So in this too, I will say there's not energy healing per se. That's, if you feel called, that's something separate where we do private one-on-one healing sessions. But the mentoring, in many ways, I've had a lot of mentoring calls with clients, and those are golden in themselves because it really can propel you in your journey and gain greater insight for what you need to do next or making sense of your world. Yeah. Thank you.
It's interesting reading the testimonials here.
And
She's like, it changed my whole outlook. And so, I mean, I've had sessions like that. That's just like you see things totally different after one session.
joining us on
And that really, the shamanic work will do that because it really does, it takes you outside of this conventional mode of reality, and it really does change the whole narrative. And that's half the work too. The shamanic work is rewriting the narrative. Many of us are operating in these soul contracts that we don't even know, and they're so simple. They're like, I'm not good enough, or nobody loves me, or love is dangerous, or it hurts to be loved, or all these little things. It's scary to reach for success, or any of those. We don't know we're living by it, but that's playing out in our day-to-day lives of not reaching, not discovering ourselves. And so what the shamanic work is not only are we bringing healing, so we're clearing those layers of your energetic body, and we're finding that soul part and returning it, but then we get to rewrite the contract that you're living by. We quite literally burn and release the old contracts. We find them, we release them, and we rewrite the new ones and install them along with so many other amazing things. When that's the point of a soul retrieval. And so that's when you asked if I could do a soul retrieval today. I'm like, it's very deep.
Yeah. Well, sometimes speakers come on and they're just like zip, zip, zip. And
yes.
I didn't, I mean, gosh, I don't want to disrespect anybody's work by being like, can you go a little faster?
No.
But I feel like I wanted the experience all over again. As I told Bianca, I'm just like, I'm so glad she took a second caller because it was it was so amazing. It's so amazing.
And I wish we had time to take everyone, right?
I know, me too. Yes. And I'll say too, like, I think that speaks to my work and what, why it's a little bit different, and I have to sometimes wrestle in my head because I'm not quick, snap, snap, snap. And some people are very good at that, and that's their skill set and their gifts. But for me, I find my work is the really, really deep, and it's on a soul level work, but you're part of it. It's not me just doing everything for you. And that sometimes there's a place for that, but this is like, do you actually want to be a part of your healing journey? Okay, let's get into the messiness together. Let's dig through the weeds. Let's find you together. And it's very empowering for the individual because they're part of it, very much so. I really can't do the work unless they want to.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah, they have to be open to even let you see them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a question on the chat that says, would your mentoring include looking at relationship contracts?
Well, I can definitely, when I'm mentoring in, I would sit in with the energy of what they're sharing with me, whatever relationships they're in, and probably get those intuitive hits that we all can get at times of like, there's something there going on. And then that would speak to the work I do of like, we do decording. That's also something I do, is clearing the cords and the feeding tubes that we might have connected to people in our lives that maybe aren't healthy or supportive or nourishing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh,
Gosh,
any parting words for us today? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but it's really lovely.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Awesome.
all
So
right.
a couple
Do you have
things from
any
the
other?
chat. It says, thank you, Emily. It was an honor to have such a deep, profound shamanic experience. I'm sure that everybody agrees. Thank you so much. And then earlier, someone was saying, I am loving this so much, the conversation that we were having as well. So I think it really Deborah, let's see, Janine says, beautiful. Thank you, Emily. Zakara says, thank you so much. And then Deborah says, I am blown away.
Yay.
Exclamation point.
Thank you,
Yes.
Deborah.
Yeah, there's some
Oh,
other
good.
wows in there.
Yay. And
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love this. Great. Well, I mean, my goodness, I'm so
Yeah.
happy to have met you and brought you on. It's
thank you.
incredible.
And
Thank
yes,
you.
we'd love to have you back if you'll have us to go a little bit deeper and to have some more of this conversation. I think there was a lot of interest there too. So
Yes, absolutely.
yay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Just a couple announcements, you guys. If you want to keep playing with us and experience some of our old summits and be a part of our future summits, you can get the VIP pass. It's just $97, and you can find it right there on the live page at houthustle.com/live.
Also, it's a great way to support the show. We always said that we would do this as a free resource for the summits, and we do a would love to invite you as well if you're joining us just for the summit. We do a live show every Tuesday and Thursday. We do make an offer at the end of the show, but it's always going to be a free resource for people. And so we wanted to make sure that you had that opportunity to, if you want to support the show, that's another great way to do that. But it comes with a ton of great bonuses that the speakers have provided for us. I think it was worth over $2,000 worth of bonuses. And I'll let Jeneth mute the thing so she can cough.
Sorry, I have a little
It's
tickle
okay.
in my throat
I
from
know the
drinking the
feeling.
wrong way. Like we said, it's live. We also have a cauldron here, which we're putting all your names
Hey,
in.
great.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the social media?
Yeah, so we have a contest in which we'll be drawing a name from the cauldron. Yes, and the way in which that you'll get the cauldron, the winner will receive a one-on-one either from Jeneth or I. So you could choose, we'll be choosing two. And then but the way in which you get into the cauldron is by putting your comments on the social media. So social media could look like on Instagram, on TikTok, or on YouTube. And all you have to do is just maybe chime in, say what you've learned about from today, maybe include your whispers, something that was maybe a takeaway from today. It's very easy. And then you just screenshot it and send that to team@houthustle.com so we don't miss it. However, we've been looking on the socials and we've seen some really active people already. And so believe you me that your name is already in here, like Tracy, in our cauldron. So every day that you participate, you will get another entry. So please, submit those, because that's the way in which we're going to continue to share this really fun and beautiful community with the world.
And this is our bribe, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
insane. For sure.
we want you guys to play. We want to grow a massive community, you guys, and we want you a part of this. And that's why we also have a free community that's hidden from the social media, so you can say all your weird whispers to all of us whistlers out here.
That's
So
right.
yes, we want you to share. If you get an insight and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody just said that to me out on the street, and then I heard it on your show, and I know that that's a change I need in my life, or something like that. We have a community. It's free. It's kind of the behind the scenes going on with the show. So we want you guys to play in it. It's at community.houthustle.com. And it's the big link under this live show So go ahead and click there and become a member, and I'll let you in as soon as the show's over.
You could also find all of this information, like we said, on the live page. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find all of the things that we're talking about the summit by opting into the summit and getting all of the different reminders. Plus, you'll be led to the which we call the dashboard, which is the live page and where all those little buttons and bells and whistles are. And the way to get that is howhustle.com/summit.
Yes. And if you're over there, no, I'm just kidding. I was
Go ahead and
just-
like and
just
subscribe. I
and
know
do
where she's
this
going.
and do this and do this. Up next, we've got Ambujam Rose. If you haven't met Ambujam, I'm so honored, and it's just this insane joy that I have that she's going to come on yet another summit, because every time I ask her, I feel like I'm asking too much. I'm asking too much, but she's so incredible, and she keeps showing up for us, and she keeps changing
She makes us laugh. Too.
everything. It's funny, it's
Deep.
refreshing, it's deep, yes. And it's really quite awesome to just play with her in a way that somebody just, understands consciousness and a way of non-judgment, and really being with every single whisper, every single sign in each moment. So
Absolutely.
So she will be up in just a couple minutes. The offer that we have today is our chakras offer, which is 7 hours of 7 different Hertz audio files. You can find them on our shop page at houthustle.com/shop. It's just $27. With that, and also on that page, we have another offer that is similar if you like having those frequencies running in the background, which is $8. And both those offers support our summit and support our charity.
That's
Do you want to
right.
talk a little bit about that?
So a portion of the proceeds, we always want to have this portion of our proceeds go to support women and children related causes. Right now, we're supporting riseandup.org. It was started by students that take in laptops and tablets during COVID because they realized a lot of kids didn't have anything they were sharing with other kids, or they didn't have a way to do online stuff. And so they took in tablets and laptops, and they refurbished them, and then they started putting them out to other people in need. It's actually been expanded out to New York as well, so maybe we'll have somebody volunteer and do something for us in the West Coast. But it's a really great cause. I mean, the people use their laptops for wellness and education. I know if I didn't have a way to get online, I wouldn't be able to, have some of this really great information. I might have felt kind of ostracized, like back in the day where we used to have to go to the library in that one little corner to find out about our woo stuff, right? So there's so many benefits for having that connectivity, more than just, I mean, it definitely helps with wellness and education. So if you feel so inclined, you can support us by purchasing one of those products, even at $8 Hertz frequencies. It does support as well. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to stop the recording here. We're going to bring Ambujam up into our field.
I'm in the field.
The field of consciousness.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah,
Hey,
you're a little
okay.
low.
I'm low. My volume. Hold on. My husband's gonna jump in.
Actually, I did only have one ear in though. So
Well,
Testing,
have one ear.
testing.
yeah, there you go.
testing.
There you go.
Oh,
That
I'm
seems
good.
good.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
Right.
how about everybody on the chat? Everybody feeling good? You can hear her well?
All right.
I'll talk
Right.
like this.
Oh, good. Yes, that's good. Awesome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blacker.
And I'm Leonka Reyna,
This is the Hustle Mystic Morning Show.
your
Here-
community go-to for woo.
Thank you. Today we're talking with Ambujam Rose, and we are going to talk about whatever we talk about. As always, we follow the energy quite dynamically, and we have a ton of fun. So get ready and let's go for a ride here.
Let's go. Fourth gear, let's go.
Let's yeah, right. I feel like that's almost the case when we have your calls. One of the shows we had on, Lianka has this like jolt awake experience where she was like, Ambujam says we're traveling. And I knew like a second before that we were traveling. And she's like, and then all of a sudden we were in space. And then afterwards, I'm like, I'm just how I'm so slow I am. Like, we were traveling.
Well, first of all, hi, everybody.
Yes.
So good to
Yes.
be here with you guys. Thank you for having me. And, I'm really glad that you mentioned that, Jenith, because what I like to remind people is by the second I'm saying something, it's already happening.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it's happening and then I'm sharing. So by the time I'm sharing it, you're already doing it. So a lot of times people are
Yes.
like, oh, you said that and this is happening. It's like, yes, because it's happening first and then I share.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah.
It,
Go ahead.
well, I wanted to ask you about, I mean, I consider that a true transmission when we can actually sense that we are traveling in space and time and back to oneness or whatever. That's very different than what some people think of as a meditation. How do you
Right.
describe that in your world?
So how I work with everybody is it's a beingness. Something happens when we get together and we just drop into beingness. The ego goes behind the scenes and we are front and center, and there's nothing to do or try or think or plan because the being is doing it. So it's a very visceral, somatic experience, physically, mentally, emotionally, because we're in it doing it. There's no mind at all. We don't need your mind at all. Everything's happening in this it's like comes from the depths of you that's happening. So when we connect, it's just something that happens with all of us. It's like this really deep, pure, like Spirit described it to me a long time ago when my groups first started. They were like, it's the most purest desire and choice to experience one's true self and freedom there is in the heart, and that's what creates everything. And so it goes way beyond mind or concept or belief, or I have to do something to get something. It's like there's this pure intent, pure choice in the heart of to be who you are and to be free no matter what. And that's what it is that creates our connection. So that's why it's just beyond, man.
It's awesome, isn't
That
it?
answer. For the people that are newer joining us, could you give us a little bit about what you do and how you do your work? Because we have a lot of new people this time.
So good.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll tell you what I do first, and then it's just easier to kind of back up just a
Yeah.
second. So what I help you guys do is I see exactly where you are in your soul history of transitioning into this awakened being that you are now, and all the specific soul history and details that are still in the system today that are now up as you're awakening. It's bringing very specific things up to purify, complete, clear, and literally end, because we're not this identity anymore, right? So I see where you guys are on that path of embodying who and what you really are, and how very specific soul history and this life experiences and choices you've made before are now up to complete, understand, and become who you are through them. And so I do what I call group power healing. That we all come together as a group and we meet where you are in your path of awakening and healing and becoming who you are. And it's like a movie is literally popped up in front of me, and it's very alive, like it is right in front of me today. And everything is speaking to me and showing me exactly where you are and what's coming out and how it can release super fast. And so it's a very quick, instantaneous, energetic ending and completing of all this soul history and what created it in the first place. So part of what I feel is unique to what I do is not only do I see the awakening in you, but I also see the emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, human, past life aspects of you that are awakening and healing, that are bringing your experience of how you're experiencing yourself today. And it's this whole mix of like, what do these parts need to complete and really end and like let go, and for you to embody these very specific areas that is very significant to you in this life. So that's what I do. and I do it on a group
Yeah.
level. And those gifts of seeing the soul history and where somebody is on that path of becoming who they are started when I was like 2.5, and then I forgot about them. And then long story short, moved to San Francisco when I was 26. Boom, reopened. I was like, must do healing, must do a healing practice. And this thing was just like pushing me to create this work, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I did. And then after about 5 years, my clients started waking up in front of me, and I was like, what is that? Because that's not an issue. That's not just soul history. That is this light in the heart, the truth of who we are. So as it started happening in my clients, they all had really similar experiences of, my stuff is up 24 hours a day. All my passions that I used to love are going away. My relationships are changing. My body is changing. Like, what is wrong with me? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're awakening in this human body. And what that means is the truth of who you've always been is coming out. And it has this life to live, and everything that is not that energy is completing, reconciling, and ending. Oh,
Mhm.
so I was working a lot with one-on-one and helping people understand their path of awakening and becoming who they are in their soul history and the whole thing. And then more and more people started waking up, and more people had questions. And then Spirit, my team, they were like, they come in one day, I remember it so clearly. They're like, we need a new healing modality because people are waking up, and we need to help people clear the old super fast so they can embody who
Yes.
they are that much easier. So that's how it all
Mhm.
started. It was like you guys, it was my clients that like pulled this out of me, which still happens today. I don't know what's around the corner, what I'm supposed to do. So
Mhm.
it's all effortless work, and everything talks to me like a real live movie. And that's how I get all my information. I'm not
Wow.
making it up. I'm not thinking about it. It literally shows me, hey, this is what's going on with somebody. This is why their thing is doing this thing. And this is what they need to know to complete this. And it's
Mhm.
always about trusting yourself and empowerment. Is like at the end of the day, that's what we're all up to in this life, right? Letting go of giving our power away, becoming who we are, trusting our information, navigating the path, right? So that's what it's always boiling down to, is feeling your truth so deeply, kind of reactivating your human connection with that and being like, oh yeah, I know my truth. Duh. Now I have to trust it, live it, and be it. So the other thing, the people who are attracted to my work are very, I call everybody like spiritual Navy SEALs. They are so dedicated to getting through what they need to, owning what they need to own, facing what they need to face, and becoming who they are no matter what. It is the priority. It doesn't mean you don't have other jobs in your life and family and all the things. It means you can't help but be who you are. Like, you can't freaking help it. And you must live your truth. Period. And so those are the type of people who are drawn to my work, because the acceleration is so fast, because the consciousness of the awakeness of the truth in the self, it works so quickly that the human has to want to live that free, that clear, that empowered, and
Yeah.
listening to their heart, period. Like, there is no kind of,
Mhm.
you have to want to. And that want is not an emotional want. It's this fire in your belly, so to speak, this fire in your heart. Like, I came here to be who I am in this life. I can't help it. And so those are the people who are drawn to what I do, because I stand in such a particular spot of like, empowerment or bust, basically.
Yeah.
There is no other
Yeah.
option, no matter
Yeah.
what it takes. Like, I'll
Well,
follow my truth no matter what it takes. Yeah.
it's almost like for me, it's almost like spirit was only having that. Like, my soul was only having that. Like,
Yeah. We
I was trying to do my own things, but
Yep.
every time, and
Yeah.
I was like, really? I recreated the exact same scenario? Like, I blew up my whole world like twice. And so it was like,
Yep.
okay, I surrender. Let's go. Let's
Yep.
do this.
Yeah. And
Yep.
that we're all learning like how to surrender into this truth.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the uniqueness. Like, how does one person surrender into their heart and trust their information versus somebody else? And that's, our unique qualities and our unique soul history that makes us scared to death to do that. And it's time to come out again now, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's interesting, when I first started, because this was 30 years ago, it was barely a peep out there, right? Like, there was just a few of us sprinkled around the world being like,
Yeah.
awakening, what?
You're a
And
trailblazer for
now,
sure.
yeah, and like now
Yeah.
it's which is awesome. It's everywhere. People know that word. They can relate to it. More people are going through it. Um, and the other thing too that I want to share about the work also is because everything is live, like real time when we meet and we work together, that we're all in this together and we're all riding this like whole other wave now of human evolution and awakening and embodiment. And where it's like it just keeps uncovering the most essential and easiest ways to navigate this path now. And we're all just in this together, like, oh, this is
Yeah.
how we do this now, you know? And then in 2 seconds that goes away. And then there's a whole other, oh. And so learning how to kind of just be patient and discern the idea of awakening and the spiritual idea of who we should be versus this is what it is, this real live in the mud, boots on the ground, you know, this is where rubber meets the road embodiment. It's not this, oh, my angels are singing and that's all there is. And, you know, that's nice. That's not where my focus is. My focus is let's get in there, clear this really deep stuff that's still creating your circumstances and your sense of self today that's old. And let's complete it through awareness. We don't just pull it out. It's like a tooth, right? It starts to want to come out and it doesn't just, nothing's just grabbing in there and pulling the tooth out. The whole gum, the whole root structure knows exactly what it's doing. And then it gets to this point where it's ready to just come out.
Yeah.
And that's where we are, you know, where, so it just needs a little, you know, or an
Just-
apple that's ripening. It just needs a little wind to just assist it to come to the ground sometimes, right? And
Mhm.
so I see myself as that. I'm that facilitator that takes what you're already doing and just lickety splits it because we
Love
Yeah.
can, you know.
Yeah.
So
I sense that that is exactly what you do.
People on the
that's
chat
my
says,
long and
yes.
short of it.
That-
She says, I have been working with Ambujam for the past 4 years, every week, Ambujam's work,
Mhm.
and I love it. It's just amazing. And
Who said?
this was Pippa?
Oh,
Yeah,
Pippa.
Hey. And so I can see that because every time we come and have you on the summit, there's so much more that we uncover, and the way you're received by our audience is like it's almost as if you hadn't been here before, but then we're just getting all of these new nuggets because there's just so
Mhm.
much more that we've that every step of the way there is, you know, these pieces that we have unveiled for us. And I think that's just amazing. And I am I just want to give you a little bit of honoring for being that for humanity, for being, for raising your hand and doing that. I just want to give you a little bit of love there because it's courageous work.
Thank you.
Yay.
And you can also really tap into the now moment and be like, okay, right here on Earth, we're, you know, in
Yes.
this dimension,
Yes.
this time, this is what's coming up. What do you
Yeah.
sense is coming up now?
So the first thing I just want to remind you guys that is very, 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 very important.
Mm.
This lifetime, this moment is part of your entire story. Okay.
Mhm.
So as a human being, we're like, oh, this issue, get rid of it. Ugh. Okay. This thing has a whole story to it from all these other lifetimes.
Yes, that's
What we're
true.
experiencing in this life is part of a whole book, a whole story, a whole
Yeah.
novel. And we're meeting it in this life where it is now. And so it's so
Great call
important
out.
to remember, oh, wait, this thing that I'm dealing with is actually so old and so layered. And this is the sacred path. This is my experience. And so it's like all these dots of like connect the dots. This is this dot. And it didn't just start today and it didn't just start in childhood. Every single thing you are dealing with is past. All of it. I've never seen anything just show up out of nowhere, right? In this very present moment. The soul is always creating it. It's already
Right.
created. It's already doing it. And so to bring some solace for us, it's like, oh yeah, let me remember what I'm experiencing right now is part of my entire soul history that I don't mentally remember, but I'm actually living it right now in my cells and my being. So I just want to point that out, you know? It's like a flower that's already the seed already happened lifetimes ago and now we're in the bloom. It didn't just get planted today, right? So we need to just kind of remember that. So what's going on now? So the one thing I want to just overview, and then I want to tune in and connect with everybody and do our thing together, is so we're at the tail end of the Lion's Gate, right? So the Lion's Gate started on July 28th. Might be getting my date wrong, but it's like July 28th through August 12th. The pinnacle of that was 8/8, right? August 8th. So the way I just want to describe this Lion's Gate is imagine a mountain and on the other side of the mountain. So towards the beginning of the Lion's Gate, we're going up the mountain. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up, going up, going up, being like, dang, man, did you pack a freaking lunch? Because this is a lot. So we're going up, we're going up, we're going
real
up. And then,
talk.
we get to the top and we're like, dang, whew, all this information, wisdom from the whole journey. And this part of the mountain didn't just be this life, okay? But I have to simplify it. So we climbed up. We're at this pinnacle on the 8/8, all this information, all this galactic energy, all these things coming in. Now, on the 9th, we started going down the mountain into our next phase. Okay. And we get dropped off. And now we're starting our next phase. So this show right now, today, we're all, to some degree, feeling a little, I don't want to say disoriented because that's not the right word. You could feel blank. You could feel like, oh, something's on the tip of my tongue. I don't quite know what it is yet. Oh, I've never felt like this before. You're in this 2 days, pretty much. Today's the 18th. So the 12th is when we kind of got dropped off, but we're still in that dropping off. We just got dropped off of this plane that we've been on. And we're learning, what is this land? Where's the bathroom? Right? Where's a shoe store? Where do I get my thing? It's like, I
Yeah.
don't know. And so we're kind of like, "Brr." Humanly, inside, our being knows exactly what it's doing and everything's familiar. Okay. But we've never, ever, 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 ever been in this energy before as a human being. Okay. The height of evolution. So there's a difference between healing, awakening, and evolution.
I like it. Okay.
Okay. Now we have all three.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the cosmology is showing us that as well. We heard others say that maybe not even in human history have we had this
Yeah, we've
type
never.
of type
Yeah,
of
it's everywhere.
cosmology.
You listen to
Right.
astrology, they're talking about it. You listen to this thing,
Yes.
it's all
Yes.
pointing to the same thing, right?
Yes.
Before
So
we
our-
go into that, let me just say something.
Mm.
On 8/8/8, I literally went up Mount Shasta
Oh, you did.
and
Love
I
it.
was down on 8/9. And I
Oh my
literally
God.
was in a portal up there receiving all that galactic energy.
That's amazing.
And it's so interesting that you use that exact metaphor.
Yeah, that's the
So-
one that came up. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
If
So
you know,
this,
Janet, that's not like a normal thing to just jump up and be like, I'm
I
gonna
wanna
go
go
to
to-
Mount Shasta. I was
I want
like,
to go meditate on a mountain on Lion's Gate.
I'll
So
see
the
ya
humanity-
later. Yeah.
Right?
It was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
So our
let's
physiology right now are just on one level. Our human bodies are acclimating, activating, and becoming these whole different like light quotients, like this light energy. That's the evolution. Our systems are literally evolving out of this kind of 3D, I'm just a person with a mind and that's it, to, I'm this like energetic spiritual being.
Yes.
Our whole physical body, nervous system, mind, body, everything you name it, organ system, everything is literally shifting its consciousness to become this next, I'll just call it this galactic phase that's coming in. We've all heard of it. I'll just say most of us have heard of it in different ways, different channelers, different ways it's been discussed. But in 2027, the galactic energy, galactic family are physically somehow, and I don't know how, it's going to be way more known than ever. Okay.
Yes.
So our systems, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, are literally priming right now for that shift to embody what that will then trigger in us, which is our deeper levels of who we are. Right. So to
Say that.
simplify anything
Wow.
we could ever go through in our entire life from here forward, okay, to super simplify it, no matter what we talk about, galactic this, gateway that, portal this, whatever the F we're talking about, what it's foundationally doing is triggering who you are, and then who you are, and then who you are, and then who you are, and is bringing it out and bringing it out and bringing it out, bringing it out, bringing it out. That's all that's happening. More and more self, more and more, more and more, 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 more. That is all that's really happening, no matter what we call it. And yes, names are important, all those things. But underneath it all, that's what's happening. Humanly, of course, emotionally, all the things, past life self, all that is purifying, becoming the self, right? So when I say it's all that's happening, what I'm talking about is foundationally, that's all that's happening. We're becoming more and more of who we are, nice and simple. It's everything else that's freaking out, all these parts of us, right, that get triggered and stuff. So we're just in the beginning of our new phases. Just in the beginning. Spirit shows me this image of opening up the refrigerator and being like, oh, that food wasn't in there yesterday. I'll come back to that later when I'm hungry. So everything's already in the fridge. Okay. So that's one piece that's going on right now. So our systems are in a whole new world. And I'm just going to say, it's easy for me to just simplify it and say, it's only day 2. Yes, linear time, we've been in it after the 8th. But energetically, it's like we've only been here for like 2 whole days. It's so new for us, right? So each one of us is kind of like the next levels of what's right for us and what's coming is unpacking now in its own time. Can't rush it. Our job is to listen, surrender back, listen, and trust it, right? So that's just one layer of what's going on. So the other thing I want to do now is like tune into what else, because that's the overview of where we all are right now. What is this new place? So, okay. So I'm going to connect, if it's okay, unless you guys want to talk about something else, I'm going to connect in with all of us like a group power healing, and we're just going to do a bunch of fun stuff.
Yes.
Like, why
Yes.
not?
Yes.
Right.
Well, my head was already tingling, you just talking, having this conversation. It was like, oh, there was like this, like,
Yes.
and I could feel it. Like, I was like, okay.
I almost want to ask you, what is coming up through the group here that needs to be
Yeah,
set free?
that's what I'm gonna connect with
see
now.
that?
And before I do that, physically out loud, I have to say, I'm asking your permission in your heart of hearts to connect, to partner with you. And I say you, everybody here, you know,
Yes.
and replay, and yes, right? Everyone here. You know, what does your heart say? Does that feel right? Right? No matter what mine says. Yeah, we're connecting now. So we all collaborate from this like true, let's say the true spirit. That's the word that's coming out right now. It's not a mind thing. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a hierarchy thing. It's not this better than that. It's just self, you know. So the first thing with Jeneth, what you said, which is like perfect, because that's actually what the first thing we have to do is set some things free. And the first chakra, second chakra, throat area, and the mind is bumping up against these deeper, like little boulders of energy that are all basically say in their own way, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. What if I can't? What if? It's like this self-doubt, this way of you seeing yourself that is so not freaking true. So we're just going to start clearing. Yeah. Just start clearing out these old identities, really, of the I can'ts, right? What if I can't? What if I can't? And the opposite cannot be more true. Of course you can. That's why what if I can't is coming up. So a lot of times what happens is when we're making a shift, we're not conscious of the shift. What we're conscious of what's getting triggered so we can be the shift we're doing. See? So the I can't is the opposite of I. Of course you can. Right? So, all right. So right now, we're just going to help everybody. We're going to help you guys just, how do I describe this? More deeply connect your human with all of these activations that you've been going through, and just yeah, just help the body, mind just kind of relax, expand into that because it's already you, it's already happening. There's nothing to fear because it's just deeper levels of yourself. And I feel like what we want to do just for the next few minutes is just a lot of clearing and like releasing these self-imposed I can'ts, what ifs, what if I'm not like so and so, what if I don't know, like it's just this fear-based perspective, you know, and we don't have to go into why that's there, you know, we just don't right now unless something comes up and we have to talk about. Right now all of that's coming from past life and this life stuff, right? So okay, so we're going to unlock some gates, which is a very interesting word, in the
Oh,
neck,
that
in the
was
shoulders. It's like
exactly
these.
what Meg meditated on the mountain.
Oh,
The gate.
interesting. The
Wow.
gates. Yeah. There's like
Yep.
these gates of
Wow.
consciousness that the body is just ready to open. And those gates are kind of like windows. They let the fresh air in, right? So more of you, more of self, more of the galactic, your relationship with, you know, the cosmic, spiritual brothers and sisters, right? The land up there, you know, as above, so below. So, and this is not about your mind having to be yourself. It's not about your mind having to figure it out. You just be it, receive. That's all that's happening, right? You don't need to figure it out. You can use your figuring out for other things, right? Like, need to go food shopping, got to make a list. You don't have to use that for your path, though, right? All right. So I'm going to go in now and clear out stuff right like between the breastbone. It's interesting. And so what's interesting is it looks like, so you guys can see me, right? From this spot down is like a column and it goes down through both sides of the pubic bone and it goes further than that, but this is the simple way to describe it. There's this whole column of energy where all this light now has to be on, has to be active, has to be alive. And so spirit's kind of sending me all these areas to kind of release this old energy so this truth of you can come through and these gates can open easier. And that's just what we're doing. And the mind can go into, oh, I have to speak my truth. And that creates a lot of pressure because the mind has an idea of what that is. All you have to do is be the truth. You don't have to figure out how you're going to speak it because it creates a lot of, again, stress, right? So we have the mind's idea of who we are and then there's who we are. Yeah. Be energetically, feel, be the truth of you. Then naturally speaking will happen. And I'm simplifying it, but it has to be that way versus I have to speak my truth, right? Okay, yep. So we're getting ready to move forward as a group now. Hey. All right, you guys ready? We're going forward. Yep, shutting the doors from whence we came and onward we go. So each one of you are just going forward in your own evolution, consciousness, where you belong next. And we're just going to be in this for a little while. Updating. And the galactics are kind of saying it. Think of it this way, everybody. Every day is a new adventure. And they're kind of laughing because they understand the human and what we go through in our minds and everything gets so fixated. And they're like, put the bone down, right? Put it down. Okay. I licked you enough. I gnawed on you enough. Didn't really get me anywhere. I'm going to try this other thing called relax. Relax in myself, right? It's too simple. But actually, way more happens when you relax, right? Every day is a new adventure, meaning your system 24/7 is shifting in a way like the likes we never seen before. And it is an adventure in every moment. You do not know what this new energy is mentally, right? Okay. Yep. So your teams now, all of you guys, your teams are going to be working with you for a while as we discuss whatever we're going to discuss now. And we're still in the group energy and stuff's still happening, but I feel like we have to have some communication now. And that's the other thing about this work too, is like, we don't need the mind to figure it out. Beingness is doing it, right? And we're still in the year of the horse, right? So
Last
fast,
thing
fast,
I
fast.
checked. Yes.
Last time I
Right.
checked.
I was like, why are we?
Are we? Right?
It's
I
like,
heard somebody
my gosh,
say,
it seems so
like in January, somebody somewhere said, this year is going to go by so fast. Towards the end of the year, we're going to be like, where'd this year go? And I'm like,
for real.
it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like whatever
Yes.
we need to discuss, if somebody, in the chat wants to have questions, or as
Yeah,
all this is happening, and then I'll dive back in kind of when I feel like,
I literally brought out I was writing notes as you were going through, and one of the things that I really got was that message of being narrow focused, that message of the dog with the bone.
Yeah.
I'm reading this book. I'll have to put it in the newsletter. It's called Open Focus. It's not metaphysical in any way. It's written by a psychiatrist. And the book is really about, softening any narrow focus in any way. And it reminded me the dog with the bone, because that's like the biggest problem of what's happening on this planet. It's almost like the dog with the bone creates the drama. And because we're bored in life and every day is the same old day, like the zestful commercials, that we never actually,
Doggy dating us.
right. Then we're having dog days and we're
Yeah.
trying to entertain ourselves
Yeah.
by being a dog with a bone and so narrow focused that we create drama, whether it's in the news or what have you, right? I think that's the adult way of creating drama, the news. But as you were going through that, my heart was just like, okay, soften and open the focus again. It was just another reminder to do that. And I hope that that contributes somehow to this conversation.
yeah, it's like when we relax, like think of any healing session that you've had with somebody that was helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
What did it
that
do?
is.
It got you out of your own way, really, at the end of the day. It opened your aperture kind of past your narrow focus,
Yes.
right? Just kind
Yes.
of,
Mhm.
and we go, it's such a vibe shift, right? Ooh, let's do something.
Oh, yes. I love it when you
So-
get that face.
It's like, ooh, what's this? Let's do it. So what we're going to do right now is clear, and I'm going to simplify this. What in each one of you guys creates you to go into that narrow focus versus relax? Right?
I would say mine's money.
Yeah, like, why do we do that? Fear,
Oh, okay.
right?
Fear of
Fear.
what?
Yes, fear.
Yes.
Fear.
Insecurity or fear.
You're so
Yeah.
funny. Oh, okay. Right.
I
Yeah.
told you, for some reason, Lianka gets it faster, and then I'm like on like a second delay here.
But it's important that you said that, because money, well, what's underneath that? Fear,
Yeah.
right? So
Sure.
so we are like this walking, let's just say, cellular memory of everything we've ever experienced. Okay. It's a lot of stuff in there. We had a lot of
Yeah.
soul history. So
Yeah.
in this life, and then our childhood, whatever we went through, okay, there's a lot of habit to contract and narrow.
Yes. Oh, I love where this is going.
Right? Like, why do you do it? Why do I do it? Why do you do it? Why do we do it? Why do you? So right now, energetically, it's like whatever is ready in everybody on the levels that motivate you to contract versus
Holy
relax. We're just going to
shit.
clear some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, love it.
Okay. yeah. Is part. Somebody's like, wait, don't take that. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, fine.
Earlier you were like, I'm gonna shut the door. And it was like, do I need it open?
Right.
I don't need it open. Thank you, Ambujam.
So we're sweeping. There's this image of like a little cartoon sweep of like, you know, like those brooms, right? That are like, doo doo
Yeah.
doo, I sweep. It's like a sweeping of the quote dust in us, which is
Yeah.
all these fears inside that motivate us to close versus open. Right? Oh. And so as after today, we can have like that discernment practice, like, oh, I just felt myself contract. Wait, is that the only choice? Maybe I can soften now. In my contraction, I can soften in my contraction, not get rid of my contraction, but how do I soften literally in it, with it, right? So for second chakra now, I'm down in there. We're like pulling out the stuff. And what's so interesting that what we're pulling out creates this endless loop in people of like, oh, it feels like we're being productive when we're working on ourselves, but we just keep going in a very specific way. It is so unproductive, but we don't know we're doing that. We think we're going to get to the end. That is a clue that you're in the wrong, focused on the wrong thing. That this distraction, it's a distraction. Like go down that maze, you'll find the door. Okay, right? We just do this thing. We get caught. We don't even know we're doing it. Versus when we're truly in the truth in something within us, when we've like really in it, it's productive. We feel
Yeah.
full. We feel like alive. This other
Yeah.
thing is like depleting, right? So whatever's getting pulled out of the first chakra is this like endless, almost like a little string that just keeps going, that we're pulling out now of all this distraction. I just keep going, you know. We're just pulling that out right now like a piece of spaghetti. And at the end of the day, if we didn't have any quote of our stuff, what would we do? We'd be who we are. Right?
Yeah.
So these things that we do are because why we keep them. I'm going to simplify it. You know, it's protection, right? It's protecting us. On paper, it's like, oh my God, yes, I totally want to be myself. Sign me up. No issue here. But then when I actually have to do it and face these things, if I clear this means this part of me has to come out, right? So this distraction, as we're pulling it out, what's underneath that is whatever got distracted and why you'd follow a maze and not just stay here, be yourself, is behind it. And so I'm like pulling out this thing and I'm getting to the end of it, which is this deeper thing with everybody of like being afraid to be who you are on a very specific level. And so that's kind of what's coming out. It's like pulling a fishing line and getting to what's on the end of the hook, you know? So this is going to take a minute and this is important. So, and the mind's like, here, I'll do it. I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It's not the mind. Can't do it. Right. Let it have its time. It's coming. So we get a lot of archangels that are going to help us. Like, yep. So it's just pushing whatever layers these are of you guys being who you are, and deeper layers taking up space in that first chakra in your body. And then I can just like pull the rest of this distraction thread out. Yeah, that's good. Like it never not amazes me. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Of the intelligence in somebody's system of like, holy shit, the body knows exactly what to do. It's not a mind thought. It didn't figure it out. It knows. It's like divine intelligence in us versus the thinking mind. Those are two different things, right? So as I was pulling the string out and the impatience was like, oh, here, just take it. Or here, I'm ready. It's like, no, that's not where it's coming from. Then the relaxation happened again. And then the truth came all by itself and then, now I can pull out the string and now you embody in those layers. So, and this is all connected to the leaps forward that you guys were just taking, you know, before we went into a discussion. So, and this is what I was seeing in one of my last sessions with people. Okay, being in the human body is the key. It's the key. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
In a way like never before. It's going to happen. So 2026, we're rounding the corner into 2026 energies in August. Okay. Rounding that corner. Between August and December, before we get into 27, and I'll kind of speed up for a second. In 2027, because the new energy is coming, our human body is key to embody that. Okay.
Yes.
We have to, like never before, because let's just say we didn't need to at this level before. I mean, it's always on deck to be in our bodies, okay? But to the degree that we have to embody the energy has never been on deck like this before. So
Yes.
Mhm.
our relationship with our human body is going to be super critical, man, like super everything, okay? You have to be best buds with your body. You've
Yeah.
got to, okay? Don't think about it. Be like, how do I do this? I don't know. How do I actually be in my body and be friends and love my body in a real way, not in some mental way that I'm going to go
Yeah.
post on a whatever. No, What-
I
like,
heard you.
right? What is it for real?
Yeah.
Never mind a concept, belief, like whatever. None of that upholds anymore anyway. It's just if you hang on to a concept and try that, it's not going to work anyway. So you might as well just go straight to the truth and be like, okay, body, how do I even love you? I don't know. Show me, teach me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Food, water, fats, like how we eat is going to be just really starting to be on deck. It's not about a diet. It's about what foods create you to thrive and feel good and heal the body, heal the
Mhm.
mind,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
If you have somebody infested with some, like, let's say fungus, okay? How does that not affect how they feel about themselves?
It does because it
Physiologically,
controls the
chemically.
brain.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you take
they've
the
shown it. It
you take the
can.
fungus out. Oh, there I am. I have energy. I feel different about myself, right? So our body mind is just it's going to start to be super important. So with what we're clearing right now of you guys kind of coming into yourself in this deeper way down below is all connected to the layers that are going to start being really important of you being in your body. And if we back up for a second and just look at your entire soul history and God and spirit and the angels and all the things, this section of where we're headed of being in the body, we've never done it like this before in a form on earth. Okay. Maybe in other forms, other worlds. Okay. This section that we're heading in August to 2027, let's say, all the healing work you've done, all the lifetimes you've had, it is the most loving, like self-love starts to be like, whoa, of being in your form, loving your form. It is so significant to all your soul history. I don't even have words to describe the details of
Wow.
how important and significant it is. So your own self-healing with yourself is part about being in the body. It's coming. You won't be able to just like avoid it. Okay. So I'm saying all that so you can have that information and start preparing before the energy really starts kicking your ass if you're not doing it, because it will. And it doesn't kick your ass because it hates you. It kicks your ass because it loves you. So
Yes.
Yes.
if you're supposed to be the biggest, bluest person you're ever supposed to be, and you start coloring with green, something can go like this. And you'd be like, hey, what'd you do that for? Don't you love me? You're not green. Take this blue crayon. No, I want to, like Leonka, you said, I'm having a life to live. This is my life. Shit, it's not my life at
Right.
all. Wait, let me try this again. This is my life. So because life loves you so much, let's say, in your soul history to embody who you are,
Yes.
we're going to get to this point energetically to the caliber of your being. If you're not starting to have this body connection with yourself, you're going to start getting squeezed energetically to do it because you have to embody, but it's not a punishment. It's actually, it's evolution. It's love, right? So like,
Mhm.
so for whatever reason, I have to share this story quick. So when I was in California, when my gifts first opened, I was there for 6 years, friggin' loved it. Every day I'm like, oh my God, I'm in San Francisco. Oh my God, I love it here. I love it here. I love it here. One day I'm like, I love it here. And it goes, time to go. I was like,
I know.
what? No. And so I was like, didn't hear that.
Yeah.
And my life over the next 6 months started to squeeze like this.
Mm.
Everything started going away. Where for 6 years prior to that, everything was building for me.
Mm.
Clients coming out of nowhere, my practice, everything was just like amazing. Then the total opposite started happening. And I could feel in my being like, I'm not listening. And it's starting to squeeze me. And so when I consciously chose to be like, all right, fine, I heard you. It started to let go. And then I started to make decisions and I started to pack and I started to leave and I left.
Mhm.
The best decision in my life too, right? To actually listen.
Yeah.
To actually listen, because then it doesn't have to squeeze,
Yeah.
right? Something's always getting our attention. Are we listening?
Mhm.
Right? So the body thing is going to be like that. If we're not doing it, life's going to be like, hey. So, and there's this image of a horse for whatever reason. You have the reins for a reason on the horse.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't use them, the horse is going to run wild and you're going to be like this. Right? Grab the reins, learn how to ride that horse. And so if you're not in your body doing your thing, you're going to feel like,
Yeah.
Quite literally, yeah.
That's spirit's metaphor
Been
right
there.
now.
But everybody can see it in their minds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know we, for time's sake, I'm just going to check in now and see. So
Yeah.
there's being a lot of purge happening in the session today with everybody, our time together. And the purge is happening because you've asked for it and you're ready and it's deep. And I just want to say after today, after this call, let yourself just purge, relax. You don't have to freak out. Just be like, oh, good.
Mhm.
Practice leaning back in yourself and letting it go. Just like, you don't be like, I'm going to try and let's go, because that's not letting go. You just kind of like, you, like Jenna, like you said, like you soften, right? Soften, let it move. You stay present and curious. Ooh, what's that? Never saw that before, right? Just be curious. That's part of letting go too. So we're just going to start kind of completing of our little mini session here. And the other thing too I need to say to everybody here is that you are on a track, an evolutionary track. You're too far in. You're not going back. There is no going back. This is what you came here for. And the track that you're on is getting deeper and like faster, especially because we're heading into the 2027 energies. So you're on a track, man. You've been on it your whole life, and now it's just getting more important, more significant for you to trust your track, trust yourself, trust when you feel like things are quickening that it's actually for you, not against you. You know, talk with yourself, talk with your body, talk with the physical stuff that's coming up. What do you need? I'm here. You've got some
Mhm.
message for me, or else you wouldn't be happening. Like, it's not the hardest thing for us to get as humans. Like, we're not this problem to solve or fix. It's like everything is information. What is it wanting us to know? And what part of us are we embodying now? You know? Yep. So all your teams that connected with me, or I'm completing with them now. Yeah. Some of the teams are like, oh, you gave them a good talking to. They needed that. Some of them may never have had that experience before, but it's good because it was very firm. Like, I don't feel like I'm being firm, but from that
Mhm.
perspective, it's like you need a firm hand at times to be like, listen, this is what's going on, pure and simple. It's not good or bad. Like, it's
I
just,
would like to acknowledge something about you, though. The way that you speak. Oh, am I muted? No, not muted.
no.
The way that you speak, it comes from your being.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
it seems that it lands in our being instead of it just being like head noise
Mental. Yeah.
or
Right.
or regurgitated noise. I mean, sometimes there will be speakers that have heard something from somebody else and repeat it, and it'll be this noise.
Janine said, can we
Mhm.
clear anything that might be blocking us from hearing or listening? And I felt like that
Mhm.
might be interesting too.
I'm going to simplify that.
Okay.
Choose to listen.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if there's only two choices, one is to listen and one is not to listen. Let's just simply say past life, not listening. I'm simplifying. Okay. This life, present moment, I choose now. I choose to listen. I choose to listen. I choose, and let that truth fill up and fill up and fill up and fill up and fill up. So that's what I
Mhm.
need to say right now. So the other way to simplify this path, hold on, I'm completing with everybody now. Okay. Yeah, we're kind of ending our how we collaborated. The other way to simplify this path is everything that we are facing today and going through is our past choices. That's it. And we're reconciling them. So our present self says, I want to listen. The past goes, I chose not to. Okay, well, got to reconcile this with myself, right? Why don't I want to listen, I wonder? And you just be gentle, 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas. Well, car can't move. Something's got to give, right? So choice really at the end of the day is everything, because everything that we're going through now, we chose it somehow, somewhere. Period. We just did. We don't remember, but we did. So what we're up against is past choices that we're completing today and reconciling and understanding why we don't need those anymore. Right? Yeah.
I feel like, ooh, I do.
So we came in, did our thing.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you guys for just,
Thank you.
letting all that.
I would like to hear how y'all are feeling in the chat. I'll stop screaming. And I'll turn myself down for the next show.
Yeah, and please share if you guys want to, because my monitor is over there, so I can't see the chat.
I choose loving compassion. What it says,
Mm.
Ambujam, that was amazing. Purging, still feeling the things moving. Thank you, full of flower. Maniki says, thank you. And Joe says, man, absolutely. And he also said something else I thought that was interesting. He says, I get it. It's been happening and I will surrender even more.
Mhm.
Question mark. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ambujam. Lighter. And on the other chat, Kasha says, how beautiful. I choose loving compassion. I love that so much.
Mm.
I feel like this is timeless, this information. It'll just keep going through us, clearing through us, clearing through us. Yeah.
I just want to thank you guys, everybody, for letting me partner with you and work with you. And that is, to me, being allowed to work with your system is the highest virtue ever could be. Ever could be. I do not take that lightly. For somebody to choose to let someone else in, man, it's huge, right?
Mhm.
Especially everything that we've been through. And to be able to trust each other and say yes is just like.
I wanted to take a few minutes and let you open the door for this special offer,
Oh, yeah.
which is right in alignment with exactly what we just talked about.
How convenient.
As you all leave this call purge.
So, yeah, I wanted to offer you guys my group power healings, 4 of them that we've
Mm.
done. And they're all based on purging the old and aligning in who you are. And it's not just releasing the old that we did, it's releasing the old and awakening you through it so you know yourself and why you choose to walk through this and shift, right? So it's all the groups that I've offered here, and I know that we're running out of time, so I just wanted to quickly talk about it.
You're good.
You're fine.
You're good.
Okay. So each one of them are based in the very specific energies that were happening then when they were recorded live. And what happens is not only when you listen do you get those specific releases and activations and embodiments, but they meet you exactly where you are today, transform those frequencies for what you need now, and work with you where you are now. So it's a very magical experience. So treat them like a live session, and all you have to do is just be and consciously partner, with yourself, and just let your energy do what it's going to do and just have that journey. So the first two were actually literally a part one and a part two. So the first one was this: we just purged and purged and purged and purged. And then part two was we purged and rise. We purged and elevated. So each of the the focuses were very specific of not only did you purge, but you also rose into who you are as well. And again, those details are going to be on the page as well. Then we also did, which was really interesting, there was this image of stair stepping up in this evolution of yours. And what Spirit wanted to do is take the steps and make it into an escalator and just so that whole session was just taking what you're already doing and just bringing you up and through it just effortlessly and easy. And then the fourth one was this massive initiation weekend, something like I had never seen before. And that whole energy worked with all these initiations. And again, they will work with where you are now, in addition to that initiation weekend that we went through at that time. Then my other ones, that is Jenna's fave, is called my veil removal series. So there's 13 audios, and they go through the chakras, through the energy systems. And what they are, so the truth of who we are is always here, right? And before we woke up, the ego likes to create these little veils, these little spider webs, let's say, of identity. I am this, I am that, I am this. Then awakening happens, the truth of who we are comes through. And these little veils, these little spider webs of identity are sitting all around our system from habit and from conditioning and from, what was there. And it's where the ego can still contract to the awakening, right? So this whole series was built on going through where these veils are in you, dissolving them, breaking them down, and then bringing your energy forward and embodying yourself in all of these areas. So that was included as well. And that is the gist. And again, everything that I do is always about accelerating, meeting you where you are and accelerating what you're going through to clear it quicker, easier, so you can embody who you are. So that's that package.
So you guys, this is a huge package.
Really is.
It's on sale for $227 during the summit.
It says 127, my love.
I mean, sorry, it should be two. No, it's 127. Thank you for. And also, down here you could get our chakra ad and do that too. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying, since it's such a
bargain.
bargain,
Yeah.
it could, and so today we are gifting the chakras for just $27, which is just the Hertz frequencies. So as they remove through all the veils of all the chakras, you could use the frequencies to go with it. That's just all I say.
To clarify the pricing
It's 27 for the chakras.
for Ambujam's
Oh,
program.
sorry. It's 127 for Ambujam's program.
Awesome. And that is quite the value there, because
Yes.
I mean, just the veils alone is, I know that Jeneth has always told me, she's like, this changed my life.
I've listened to it probably 16 times
It's
all the way
amazing.
through. And over the years, right? It's just,
Right.
it just reminds me, and it also has a part where it really reminds me that this energy isn't mine.
And
You
that's
know, and
another
I,
great thing
yeah.
to bring up is that
Mhm.
this is something that you can utilize over the years. Once you purchase this, you have it
Mhm.
downloaded, and then you can listen to it again as you are uncovering new things. This work is meant to be building upon itself.
Yeah.
And so it's beautiful that you put this all together for us, for our audience at such a discounted price.
Yeah.
We're
And
so grateful.
you're reminding me, I wanted to mention the first time listening to that whole Veil series, do it in order because it goes,
Mhm.
You said that.
Yeah.
just through. And at the end, there's this whole kind of overview of letting go. And then after, go through however you want it to go through. But make sure ideally, you go in order
Mhm.
first. And they're short, I forget how short they are, but they're not like half an hour's each. They're, we go in, we get it out, and,
It makes me want to go back and start listening again tonight. We have a free community, you guys, and we could talk about it in the free community. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Wow, this
You know,
is
and
what a great conversation. I feel really
And
free.
I always am like amazed where somebody's like, "Hey, I listened to this session you did for me like in 2011, and it still resonates." Like I remember having cassette tapes. I'd have to go to the post office and mail my cassettes, And some people, it's amazing. Some of my clients have been with me for 30 years, which is just like, it's just amazing. It's beautiful to grow together. And so, yeah. And people have shared that they have, the group Power Healings, they're downloaded and they just feel like resonating with one and they listen and it's just like exactly what they need now, even though it was before, happened before. So
Yeah.
it's very magical that way, how they work.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
I was trying to say that. Cindy says, thank you for the beautiful call and for sharing these beautiful words of wisdom with us all on the jump. And then Larry says, I choose to listen, to soften, and to surrender. With beautiful announcements.
And our choice is so powerful. We don't see it, but when you watch somebody else choose, you're like, dang, that's calling in all the, like, I'm doing this. And so I just want to remind you guys, and what Janine said, and the answer was choice. Like your choice has a lot of weight more than ever, and it expands through the universe and through the dimensions of yourself more than ever. So really own it,
And you get to choose again and come back and choose again.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful.
This fresh moment, fresh moment, fresh moment, fresh moment. Yep.
Yeah.
Any parting words for us today?
Trust yourself, trust your path. Know this is part of a much larger, greater, the great story of your soul, and that we're awakening in this life like this. And that's the difference now. It's everything that we've ever been that's significant to each one of us is completing and reconciling and ending. So it's not just a healing anymore. It's, an awakening and evolution. So be patient and love yourself. And don't forget about your body.
Yes.
Make it good friends. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. You guys stick around. We've got 10 minutes before our next show.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
But please take a break. And then I'm going to take a quick break.
No, thank you.
Sometimes, as fun as this is to just kind of keep going, sometimes you just got to get up and stretch your legs, huh? Just a reminder while we're sitting here in these 10 minutes, I want to remind you that we have a VIP pass that's on our dashboard, which is also called the live page sometimes, and you can find it over there on the right. What that includes is all our past summits and all our future summits. So you would only buy this pass once forever, and I want to invite you to it. I also want to invite you to our free community that's hiding behind all of these conversations. It's community.houthustle.com if you are listening to the replay and don't know where to go. But if you are on the live page, it's right below this main thing. And as soon as we get done with the show, I'll go over there and welcome in some new members and just kind of hash it out with you. Like, what are you guys experiencing today? We know that these shows and the amount of energy that you intake through the transmissions are a lot. And that is why we've created these sound files to lower your brainwave states. We refer to them as Hertz frequencies. It's our $8 offer. And we also have that $27 chakra offer. So all of this goes to support How Hustle. It goes to support our philanthropy projects. So, please, if you are called to get those, I just want to invite you and let you know that they're there. You can find them in various upsells. You can find them in the shop. And we are also going to do some other fun things this week. Lianka, do you want to tell them about the cauldron?
Yes, we have a contest, a drawing. I think technically, legally, I'm supposed to call it a drawing because it's not for chance, it's only chance. So the way in which you get entered into the drawing is by doing some social media for us. So we are totally incentivizing you. And if you go on to How Hustle Live on Instagram or How Hustle Live on TikTok and you just comment maybe a word or some information or something that you got from the summit, ideally, we will, and then you screenshot it, send it to team@howhustle.com, and we'll be looking as well. But just so that we don't miss it, you can double your chances by sending it over to team@howhustle.com of where you commented. You can also do that on YouTube as well. And our YouTube is, if you just search Hout Hustle, that's HAUTE HUSTLE, Hout Hustle, you will find our pictures there with the summit, and you can make some comments there as well. Look, this is the way that we are able to really spread the message and continue to grow this big community. The community really is for all of you who are, maybe you're just woo curious, maybe you're searching, maybe your heart has called you here for whatever reasons. There's no judgment. I always keep saying that. This is just a place where you could come and ask questions and feel that you would be supported. You can even write us privately on our app at community.houthustle.com. If you have something that you need support with, you can even write in to me or Janet. We read a lot of our own emails at team@houthustle.com. I mean, we really are here to just be this extra support for each other, to create a place where there's, again, no judgment, where people just realize that we're all on our own spiritual journey, and it's going to look very, very different for each other, from each other as well. So be sure to participate. We would love to have you. All the names going to go into this really cool little cauldron, and then we will draw a fun name from this cauldron on Friday to receive a one-on-one with either Jeneth and I.
Or both.
Or we could get, yeah, look, whatever you want, you have. We just want you to participate, and we are incentivizing you to do so.
Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit. I do this cool little dragon, dragon energy, this Arcturian type of dragon energy. And so tomorrow we are also going to have an offer for my series of meditations. I wrote a book years ago called 7 Dragons, A Guide to a Limitless Mind. And the dragons have continued to just grow up and grow through me. So I will introduce you to that work a little bit, and we will open the door so that you can get that package for almost nothing. It was originally like $300, and then I am opening the doors for you guys to get it for just $22 during this week of the summit. So, and that'll also give you an invitation in the box if that's okay for Lianka. Or maybe we'll have another drawing. Could we have another one for
Yeah, we
something
can.
else or something? We'll figure it out. We'll let you know tomorrow.
We get to
Yeah.
make the rules.
We get to make the rules in the middle of making no rules.
That's all.
Yeah, so I want to just invite you into our work. Lianka, do you want to tell them, you've got 4 minutes here. You want to tell them a little bit about your work that you do?
Yeah, so I am a certified QHHT, which is quantum hypnotic healing therapist. And that is what is called Dolores Cannon's work, where I take people through a past life regression and then also connect them with their higher self and soul. Really, that work has been phenomenal to do, and those are generally done in one-on-one sessions. They take about 4 hours plus to do, but what they really are is your own self speaking to you. It's your higher self that is truly giving you back the information that you most want to receive. It's funny because channel is really coming through right now. And I also am a multidimensional channel. I've worked on this big project. It's like journalistic project in while doing or under, if you will, QHHT, where I channeled Nostradamus and then also some of the other galactic beings. I've been on a ship. I have talked about the different things that are happening in our current future. I've talked about orbs, and all of this has been documented, and it was over the course of probably 22 sessions, so 22 times 4 hours. So maybe, I don't know, it's like 100 hours of QHHT in which there's a whole bunch of different channels that came through in order to support humanity. And then I also work with people in a one-on-one to help illuminate your soul's blueprint. And I do that by opening the Akashic records. My biggest thing is I like to share with people how they can connect in with their higher self and their guides. Really, I have been charged with the mission of connecting you with your higher self so that you can traverse this new era of a cataclysmic split that we are embarking on as humanity continues on our Earth experience. And that's really
Yep.
my biggest thing. Yeah.
Probably the best way to explain it. Absolutely. Thank you.
How about you?
Not sure I understand.
You would never understand me.
uh, so I was going to take a few minutes tomorrow and introduce it, but I'm a hypnotherapist. I've been doing this work since I woke up in 2006. So it's been 20 years where I had a surgery and woke up and just felt like a totally different person. And at first I just thought it was because I was on the medications. And then I ended up realizing things that were beyond what I used to do. I used to think very in a 3D linear way, and yet I kept having these awarenesses and these dragons come through and just kind of really bizarre stuff. So I started seeking out metaphysics, and that was 20 years ago. And it's just grown and evolved since then. I have been interviewing off and on since 2011. So there's a nugget of
Yeah.
a little bit of insight into us.
Yeah.
It's a little bit deeper than that.
Oh, for sure.
But I think you get the sense of it. Yeah. I'm going to stop the recording and start a fresh one. All right. Alyssa, can you test your mic real quick?
Yeah, I was going to ask, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you hear
Yes.
that? Okay, great.
Right. Sometimes I can't see things on that screen. All right, here we go.
How are you guys? So great to be here with you.
Oh my goodness, we've wanted you back ever since the first conversation at the very first season of this.
But I believe in divine timing.
Yes, you look gorgeous.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me back. I love your setup. You guys look gorgeous. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackard.
I'm Bianca Reyna,
This is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show.
your community go-to for woo.
Today, we are talking with Alysa Rushton, and she just blew us away on our very first conversation that we had. We talked all about light and DNA and mineralization, and I shared her on our last week with the Jolt Awake series because it was one moment where it really did jolt me awake, and I started new habits. And one of those habits was the gazing and using the drishti with the sun.
Yeah, I even shared it with my best friends, like out on a little retreat day,
Yeah.
and they were like cracking up. And I was like, "Look!" And then I showed her where you had sent that in your last interview, and
Mhm.
everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!"
I love it. I love that. I love the jolt awake. Yeah, using the
Yeah.
light to
Mhm.
activate ourselves. It's such a powerful tool, the light, and it's such a powerful tool of our bodies. And your last speaker, forgive me because I've lost her name already. What was it?
Ambujam.
Mhm.
Ambujam. I'm going to let you say that again. She had such a potent message about that we have choice. And I
Yes.
think for me, like, I don't know, I have a presentation, I can share my screen here, but you guys, we have so much choice right now in terms of what our bodies are doing, in terms of how much access to our gifts we have, in terms of the life and the reality we want to create. You guys know probably that I live in Hawaii part-time and Arizona part-time. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Hawaii just got a massive hurricane. We usually don't get them.
Yes.
And I was on a chat with a friend who'd lost their power, because I'm not in Hawaii right now.
Mhm.
And I said, let's get your power back. And she's
And
like,
it would. Oh wow.
yeah, I
Was
said,
she one of the ones that was maybe not going to get their power back till like a month from now?
it's unknown. But I said, let's get your power back. And
Yes.
she's like, really? And I was like, yes, I'm seeing it done right now. And literally within almost 30 seconds, I got a text, power's back.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I love this.
And that's
So
how powerful we are.
that's exactly what I'm saying. You guys are that powerful. And the distortion that's being cleared from the field right now
Yeah.
that you're all seeing is that distortional layer that you're not that powerful, that you're not
Mhm.
divine creator in physical
Yeah.
form. And so ultimately, that's what I'm here to share. You guys already know this, but you're a divine creator in physical form.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the new listeners, do you want to talk a little bit about your near-death experience?
Yeah, do you want me to share some slides with you guys?
Yes,
Can I
please.
share
That'd be
my
great.
screen? Okay,
Absolutely.
let's do this. And I see a few here. Galia's here. Hello, beautiful. All right, let me just do this really quick because I think this is going to help us all.
You need to give her the rights to share.
Usually
Yeah.
it comes up to and says give her the rights.
Okay,
Or she'll
hold on.
ask
I
me.
don't think I do it beforehand.
Okay, hang on now, everybody. Let's see.
Well,
Yeah.
you're the last speaker of the day, so you got the time.
Oh, perfect. Okay, here we go.
Get to
Let
round
me hit
this out.
share. Great, I've got it. Can you guys see my
Perfect.
screen okay?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Okay, great. So today I kind of wanted to have a conversation, and let's make it a conversation about the divine human rising. And so I just would love to see how many of you, and I don't know if we have the chat open, you guys, but maybe you can help me, Jenna. How many of you feel truly, truly like you're divine in a body right now? Just a show of hands. Yes, no. Pop it in the chat. Let me know.
Yes, just put a Y in the chat.
Just drop a Y in the chat. And
that's okay if we
then
don't either, though.
Yes.
yeah, it's totally okay. Like I didn't start there either.
Me neither.
And right, none of us did. Okay, great. Lots of yeses.
Yeses.
And then I'd love to know if I could share one tool for you guys today, one tip about activating more of your divine self. What would you love for me to help you activate today? I want to know, what would you love for me to help you activate today? Is there a psychic gift? Is there a healing skill that you've been wanting? Is it the ability to manifest? Think about it for a second, pop it in the chat. I'm going to start working these slides. So you guys wanted me to share a little bit about my near-death experience. So this is mine, and I don't know if you guys can see all this, but I was 240 pounds. I was on 28 medications. I used a walker to get around. I don't have very many pictures of me at the time because I was married and my husband was very sweet and didn't want to take pictures of me because he said it was too sad. And I just had all this trauma inside my body from years and years and years of never dealing with my emotions. I was addicted to everything you can imagine. I was a smoker, I was a drinker. I was also on end-of-life pain management, including fentanyl suckers and fentanyl patches and morphine. So it was kind of like the cocktail that could have killed me a million times over and should have. But one day I did have too much medication, and sorry, I'm going to try to get this to work a little bit better. I died on the toilet like Elvis. And
so cute.
Right? Elvis, all the cool
Yeah.
kids, all the cool
Yeah.
people die on the toilet. Actually, it's very common to die in the bathroom. I don't know if you guys know this.
No,
So I died in the bathroom, I died on the toilet, and on the other side, I got reunited with all that is. And I got to really see from a different perspective of what this universe actually is. Now, I'm just going to share my perspective, because if you've ever watched near-death experiences, you know that everybody kind of has a different one, and they're sort of tailored to you, right? They're uniquely tailored to you and your needs and what you are going to need. But what I saw and what I felt was I was everything, everywhere, all at once. I was the universe. And so imagine right now, just with me for a second, that you are literally everything, everywhere, all at once. And the only thing that's separating you from knowing that is your current consciousness. That's it. And our current consciousness gets so identified in the physical body that we forget that we're not also the computer that we're looking at. That we forget that we're not also our water bottles. And we forget that we're not also Marcia and Tonda and Stella and Galia. So we have this consciousness, well, I call it a left brain. Your good old LB, your left brain keeps you separated for good reason, because it's very difficult to have a human experience, this luscious human experience, when your left brain is not intact, because you are everything everywhere all at once, and you can't differentiate from your experiences. So on the other side, I got this huge awareness. I also got to see how our bodies work and how our DNA works, and how we can work with our own technology inside ourselves to create a different experience. Sorry, my mouse is giving me a little bit of troubles, so I'm gonna try to do this a different way. Hold on, here. Oh, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. So what happened to me on the other side is I literally got to see all of my multidimensional lifetimes. And by the way, this is something that you guys do with a QHHT, right? You get to see, because you raise up in your consciousness so much, you get to see all of your multidimensional lifetimes, and you get to pull in the parts of those lifetimes that are going to heal you and be helpful to you. And that's why QHHT and hypnosis is so powerful, because you can access other parts of yourself. But on the other side, I got to access other parts of myself. I got to access the Pleiadian goddess part of myself. I got to access this galactic angel part of myself, and I got to pull that in. But I also got to see all these other lifetimes where I had been an invalid, right? So we have all these different lifetimes, and they're happening all at once, all right now, in the now moment. Like, this is one of my favorite books. It's a Neville Goddard complete reader. Like, all the pages of this book are happening all at once. You don't have to wait for page 426 to be written. It's right here for you right now. So imagine that all of your lives, past, what you would call past and future lives, they're not past and future. They're all happening in the now, and you get to kind of choose what you want to pull in. And sometimes we have this little life in here that's sort of bleeding through to other lives, right? It's affecting the pages of the other life stream of the soul. So sometimes we have to like literally pull out some of these unfortunate codes of other lives, because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I will tell you that your DNA has all of these infinite fields of possibility inside of you. Your DNA holds that. It holds every single possibility of you, from the sickest version of you to the healthiest version of you, from the brokest version of you to the wealthiest version of you. And it's the codes that live inside of us that dictate what is happening. And here's the rub, okay? And here's the issue. I'm going to actually skip past the slide and come back to it. How many of you have read all the books and done all the trainings? I'm just curious. Like, how many of you feel like you've read all the books, you've done all the trainings? I saw a little laugh. Don't worry, I'm there too, right? So if that's you, and if you've read all the books and you've done all the trainings and things are not shifting to the way that you would want them to shift, what I want you to understand is that, number one, you're a master, which is amazing. But I want you to think about this. Have you ever tried to download Mac software on a PC? Right? What happens when you try to do that? When you try to download Mac software on a PC, you get an error message. So many of us the DNA code is not accessible for the programs that you're installing because they're so clogged with old software. So if you're clogged with old software, and by the way, every human on the planet has this old software because of what happened the last 4,000 years, right? Think about the last 4,000 years and the patriarchal system and the system of maybe more slavery and having to earn your way and, struggle and all of that stuff. That's baked into your DNA. So here's the thing. You're trying to download all these books and all these learnings and all these trainings on old software, and the old software goes, boop, error message. Right? It just doesn't quite take. So we want to have you have a remembrance that yes, you are a master, but also yes, we've got to work with the DNA that's inside your body and clear some of that old software out so that the new software can land. Does that make sense?
Very much so.
Yes, we are hanging on every word over here.
Okay. So the thing of it is, though, is that when you clear out the DNA, it allows you to have access to infinite timeline choices. And let me share a quick story, can I? So I had a client who was likely going to lose her house due to finances. Okay, that's one timeline choice. And in the field, as a psychic and intuitive, I could see like, ooh, that is a very strong possibility for you right now. And I also asked her, what would you love to happen instead? And she said, well, I'd love to manifest some money and I'd love to turn my house into kind of like a retreat center because we have this space that's undeveloped but we need money for it. And I just don't see any way of that happening. And I said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we did this little divine DNA repatterning process to where we cleared the scarcity code out of her system. And then we installed a new code of being supported from divine universe, that divine was the source of all her supply. And wouldn't you know it, within 2 months, we threw enough energy over to the side that she wanted. And her and her husband received a check for over $200,000 out of nowhere. Boom. And guess what?
Wow.
I know, right? They didn't have to leave the house. They were able to remodel. Like, it's a total turnaround. But you really do have access to the infinite timeline choices. So here's what I want you to note and write this down. Whatever you think about is in your field as a possibility. Mm-hmm. So if you can think about it, it's already in your field as a possibility. And it's up to you to decide where most of the energy goes. And where your mind goes and where your attention goes is where that timeline will go. Now, it's true for you and it's true for the planet as well. We're in the midst of, hang on, now I'm going to go back. We're in the midst of, can I go back? Please let me go back. Please, sir, let me go back. Hold on, let me see if I can move this. Oh, yes, I can. Can I move this? Oh, you guys. It's right over my back button. Okay, let's try. Okay, here we go. There we go. We're right in the midst of a massive evolution of humanity,
I'm
right?
glad
And
that you
like,
could go back because this graphic is pretty
Yes.
interesting. It's amazing, actually. Yeah.
so we have a strong possibility of AI driven world, a society that's driven on social crediting and all of that. We have
Yeah.
a very strong possibility as a collective, that's what we'll experience. We also have a very strong possibility in the field that as a collective we'll make a different choice and choose into a new earth fifth dimensional frequency. I will say that over the next 40 years, what I've personally seen is that we'll have a bit of both happening. The great news is we're having a lot of strong cosmic help at this time to swing it over to new earth energy. But here's the thing that I think is the most important. As much cosmic support as we can get will not override your consciousness. As much consciousness that's coming down to help you, it will not override your individual choices. So if you are doom scrolling, if you are thinking thoughts of fear, if you are entertaining that side and that notion, that is, you are actively contributing into the bank account of that reality coming through. Right? Same thing with that client with the house. I told her, I said, it is imperative that every moment you come in with fear for that house, we're not going to deny it. We're going to acknowledge it. We're going to love on that fear. And we're going to say, I'm not choosing that in my reality. Here's what I am choosing. And then go and think the thoughts of you with the money and in finding all the furniture for your new upstairs and making it right. Like you're funding that version of you. And so that's really the secret key to working with the energies right now, is that your every moment, present moment, is funding something in your future. And you get to decide what it is funding. And it's work to train your brain not to think thoughts of fear. It's work to train your brain to be a master. It's work to train your brain to access infinite timeline choices. And it's work to really understand that you are a multiverse in a human body. Like when I was on the other side, like what I really understood is like, you are everything in our Milky Way. You're it. Like Tonda's as much Jenith as Tonda. And you both are the center of the galaxy of the Milky Way. You're as much of a Pleiadian as you are an Arcturian as you are a Lyran. It's just your current levels of consciousness only allow you certain access. And as you pull up and up and up, you realize, oh my gosh, I am all things. I am here in all things. You're in one universal body operating as a cell, right? Just as if one cell in your body isn't just like an isolated cell, it's a cell of the larger body of you, right? And you're one cell of the larger body of the universe in this Milky Way, right? Our beautiful Milky Way. So you are the multiverse, you are the universe. And so how our reality actually works and how to work your reality is this is the most important thing. And if you want to take screenshots of this, you can. But your DNA actually, and this is where most people, I think, like they're doing a lot of spiritual work, but their life is still not working for them. This is why. So you guys now, you're like, why are we going back to like grade school and talking about embryos? Okay, what's the deal? So your mom and dad got together, right? The spermatozoa met up with the egg, and your dad's DNA merged with your mom's DNA. And in that moment, you were a miracle. And in that moment, also, you had genetic lineages of coding computer coding about what your experience is going to be, how tall you're going to be, how how big or small you're going to be, how blonde or brown your hair is going to be. All of that coding got embedded into you, but also your emotional state got embedded into you from your genetic lineage, how you're going to react to things, how you're programmed. Like you see these kids now at 1, they just know how to work the phone.
Yes.
They know
Yes.
how to do it, right?
Yes. They came
It-
in like that.
They came in with the DNA
Yes,
because their
yes.
parents already had the knowledge. And the DNA is a living storage bank of information so that the new human doesn't have to learn everything about being human over again. They only have to learn subsets of it. So the problem is that your DNA is harnessed all of this lineage. By the way, this is why royal families would always breed with other royal families.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they believed that wealth was actually a frequency.
Mm.
And they were not allowed, like you would be shunned if you were to, form a partnership with somebody who was maybe like a scullery maid. And they believed that's actually because wealth is a frequency and it lives encoded within the DNA. And they knew that even back then. So your DNA actually holds all of this coding. But here's the thing, you can change it. You can change the coding of your DNA. And I'm actually going to show you how to do this today. Okay, so get ready.
Yay.
But I also want to tell you something else about how your DNA works. So your DNA, imagine this is all your lifetimes, okay? Your DNA is also a transmitter and a receiver of the code of all of your multidimensional self. So look at this woman here. Her DNA is broadcasting an energetic field, and that field is what you would call your life. And your DNA is generating your life. You think you're dealing with reality. What you're actually dealing with is a bunch of unconscious programs being generated back to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And
Yeah.
have you ever had the same person keep coming into your life again and again, except they're in a different body? It's like,
Yep.
oh my God,
Yep.
this one again. It's because you're running a program.
Yeah.
And that program's literally changing how people are showing up in your world. And they're changing them to match what your DNA is projecting.
What are broadcasting?
Yes, let me give you an example of this. So I once had a client a very high conflict client. Everything in her world was high conflict. She had the DNA of high conflict. Okay, she just broadcast that. And someone had recommended a plumber to her, and the person who recommended this plumber loved the plumber. It was an amazing plumber, had been their plumber for like 30 years. And then the plumber came over to this client's house, and there was this massive conflict. And the plumber was this horrible, evil person, right? But it was literally because her DNA is creating the environment for all of this to take place. You've seen this at restaurants, like two couples come into a restaurant and they're both having vastly different experiences in the same restaurant. What is that?
Yes.
It's their
Yes.
DNA.
We talked about that.
Yep.
And
Yes.
we wrote down perception and coded
Yep.
word.
Yeah.
Because
Perception and what?
Coded words.
as a coded word. Because it was something for us to take note of. Basically, everyone can have a different perception in the same exact situations, in the same exact environments, and it was all
Yes.
how we perceive it, right?
Mhm.
Totally, but I would go a step further than it's your
Okay.
perception. I would go
Okay.
a step further than there's a code that's happening in your body that's actually creating that experience. It's actually not
I
even
believe
a
you.
perception, it's a coding.
Yeah.
And let me give you an
Maybe
example
that's
of
why
this.
we coded word.
Well, and what that wants me to bring in is one of the words that came from the Arcturians was avatar embodied. And I wanted to see if that, how you might speak of that as well, about us being the holograph, but it's not really a holograph. It's more like an avatar embodiment.
Exactly. So you are an avatar. Like if you think of an avatar in a computer game, you're in a very similar situation here. Life
Yes.
is more of a computer game than it is whatever we might think it is. It's really just a chance for you to get into physical form. It feels very real, but it isn't all that real, so to speak. In the end, when you pass out of the body, you won't care about physical earth so much. I promise you. As someone who's done it, you literally will be like, oh, that was really fun. Do I want to go back or don't I? But it didn't really mean anything. You got a lot
And
of
that's
lessons
what
from it.
people see in
Yep.
their sessions as well in QHHT.
Yep.
Same exact.
Yeah. So to answer your question about being an avatar, you absolutely, your body is the vehicle. And people get so identified with their vehicle, but literally your body is the avatar vehicle and your consciousness is what is driving that vehicle, allegedly. But most people are not fully awake to how much consciousness they can have and hold in their body. And most people do not quite fully understand how much old programming is currently living in the avatar vehicle. So I believe one of the reasons why we're here at this time is to really update the DNA and update the programs and update the coding. Your DNA is a receiver and a transmitter. You're a biological supercomputer. You're also an antenna for all consciousness. It's why, you can go and talk to the Arcturians. You can talk to the Pleiadians. You can go talk to your Lyran friends. You can talk to galactics, people who are even outside of this multiverse. Your consciousness is the antenna for all of that. And I like you were saying with the avatar, I really do think it's indicative on us to upgrade our systems. But here's the rub. Okay, you guys all know your phone has apps on it, right? If you want to go on Spotify and listen to a song, you've got to have the Spotify app, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And if you don't have Spotify app, you can't really listen to the songs. Well, your body has all of these apps or tiny little programs. It's got apps for love. It's got apps for how your consciousness works. It has apps for wealth. It's got apps for your relationships. Most people have crappy apps. Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Right? Most people have
For whatever
crappy apps.
reason, yeah.
We got them from our parents and our parents' parents, or maybe our caregivers growing up, or maybe the collective. If you grew up watching Brady Bunch or the news or the Love Boat, like you got some crappy apps from the programming. So what we want to do is we want to have a process to take the crappy apps out. And I just sometimes like saying crappy apps.
That's funny.
So these apps are unconsciously running in your internal operating system, and the apps determine your focus. They determine your perception, and they also determine how people show up into your life. So for example, if you had a father who was not very emotionally supportive and maybe was a little flaky, you might attract situations again and again and again and again to show you that you're running that app. So the best way to find out what apps you're running that you don't like, and by the way, we all have a bunch of apps that are great. Like we have a bunch of apps that really do work really well for us. About 95 to 98% of the apps running in your DNA actually work really, really, really well. It's the ones that are the funky programs, the crappy apps that we want to kind of update. So you're as a system, you're mostly good, but we do have these ones that really get to us and they really kind of bog many of us down, and they usually have to do with relationships, health, and money, and our spirituality. So ultimately, what we want to do is we want to do a conscious process of clearing the apps. So the first thing you want to do is diagnose what app is running. Like on my phone, I can literally swipe up on my phone and see the apps that are running, right? Have you guys ever done that where you see like, oh my God, I have 25 apps going. No wonder my phone's so slow. So how do you find out what apps are running? You look at the situation that is happening in your life that you don't like, and you ask, what program would I have to be running in order to have this? So it's not a shame on yourself. It's not a blame on yourself. It's what program would I have to be running in order to have this thing keep happening? So let me give you an example. Just out of curiosity, how many of you guys are business owners here? Do we know?
Well, us too.
Yeah.
We're not so sure about the audience, but if you are a business owner in the audience, put it Y in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, let me know about that. If you're a business owner, yes or no? Okay. Yes, a couple of you. Great. Okay. Yeah, Tonda said, I've always said different face, same person. Exactly. So I'll just use something from business that I see a lot, which is that people will do the action, and no matter what action they do, the results don't come.
Yeah.
And it's not because the funnel's not right. It's not because the action's not right. It's because in their core DNA, they do not have the app for it. Now, here's the other rub is you've got the apps and you've got your frequency. So your frequency also determines how the apps play out. So let me give you an example. 2 business people have the same app running of lack, okay? There's never enough money. One business person is running up here in love and joy, and one person is running down here in anger, guilt, and shame, okay? One business person is having, this business person that's in love and joy, they're probably having $100,000 months. They're probably having lack around, maybe there's not enough money for this next project they want to do, or maybe there's not enough money for this, they wanted to, really give big to this charity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this other one is not having enough money, and they're worried about paying the bills. And they're worried about, where they're going to live. Maybe they're sleeping on their friend's couch. So the app will play out at the level to which you're running your frequency. So there's both things in play. So this is the reason why people say, oh, just raise your frequency. Everything will be great. But we've all seen people that are so love and above.
Yeah.
And their health's in the pooper.
Yeah.
Or you've seen people that are love and above, and they can't find 2 nickels to rub together.
Yeah, I have seen that, yes.
Right? So it's not just because of your frequency. Your frequency determines the layer of reality that you'll experience your apps on. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
I have some inner argument about it, but I'm letting it go.
Do you want to share it? I think it's important. You can bring it in.
What you described about the scarcity thing is the difference between my sister and myself, right? And yet I have this ease with wealth and money and this flow. And she has this, oh my God, you should be praying for me because I'm like this amount of money in debt.
I think this is a good
And
example.
she's so sad and depressed, and she mopes around and she wanders around. And yet I find that with I have plenty of money. I, just bought a $10,000 kitchen table. Don't tell Leonka. Don't let my husband know it was that much. But that was custom designed and this, that, and the other, right? And I've got this ease with it. And yet I still have these moments where the app comes alive again. But it doesn't seem to at all take me out of, I'm still doing this, I'm creating this, it's happening, like the whole vibe of it, right? I don't know. I feel like this is the example to give, even though I want to hide this example because it's kind of,
Let me just give 2 seconds. Let me just give the thing. So outside looking in, your sister is running the frequency of the no joy.
Yeah.
And the one,
And it's hard work and
y'all both
miserable
raised with the same
parents.
ideology
Yes.
of the money, right? So your dad gave you both that book, like
Yep.
the same ideology around money,
The
about like, you
rules,
must,
yes.
must save, must do whatever. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of very a little bit more contracted, correct?
Right.
Okay, so but because she's also, so that's your app.
Yes.
And because she's
Unfortunately.
running the frequency of the fear with that, so then her experience is this, whereas you also have kind of worked on your app and you've also worked on your frequency, so you run
Yeah.
here, and so your experiences are here, and so they show you more of how you can continue to upgrade your app as well.
So
I
I guess Alyssa, yeah, I don't know if you're right. Alyssa, is she right? Is that like my app is upgraded just a little, but not totally? Can I just
No.
delete the app? Okay.
No. So, I'm so glad you gave this example, because your example is exactly pointing to exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You both have a lack app running.
Yes.
You're running it at different frequencies.
Correct.
So you have to just delete the app, and I'm going to teach you how to delete the app today. Yes,
This is going to be the miracle that I've been looking for all my life.
Yes. Yeah, because here's the thing. I want you all to look, everybody's taking copious notes because this was such a great example. It really was a great example.
I'm glad my life suffering could help y'all.
Yes, perfect. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. So here's the thing. If you are an avatar, if your body is the avatar, and your consciousness is what drives the avatar. For example, your car is the vehicle, and you in your consciousness drive the car, right? Yeah. Your car's filled with a bunch of electronic stuff, and you know how to work it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to take your car to a technician because you don't know how to fix that stuff. Right. So think of me like the technician for your DNA and your body. Okay. But I'm going to teach you how to be your own technician, actually.
Yay.
So your body is very similar to a computer or a phone in that it is literally running these automatic codes. And in your DNA, it actually looks like code. It looks like computer code. Doesn't look like, anything you might think of. But what you can do is a particular process to go in and rewire that code. And so just like any good computer programmer, if you've got a virus on your computer, have you guys ever had a virus on your computer and you got to take it in?
Yes, years ago.
Yes. First thing they do is they uninstall. They do a big uninstall of the virus. And then what do? They reinstall a good program.
Right.
Your body needs the same thing. It needs an uninstall of the malware or the virus, right? Of the program of lack. And then it needs a reinstall of the new software. The new software is always based around safety. Because your brain and your body will not let you do anything that's outside of its current level of safety.
I believe you.
This is why, if you've ever wanted to start running or start eating healthy, but that's not your current identity, you can do all the things. I'll just use running as an example. You could do all the things. You could buy yourself a new running outfit. But then the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, I'll just wait till later, and then it gets to be till later. And then you're like, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you're like, well, maybe if I just set my running shoes by my bed, that'll be. And then it just starts to go and go. It's because your body doesn't believe it's safe. It will not let you make a change that it doesn't believe neurologically is safe for you. So I'm going to teach you 2 techniques today in combination with each other for this divine DNA repatterning. Okay? You guys ready?
Says, I am ready.
I think we should just go
we
into
are all ready. Let's go.
Okay. So because we want to have a different reality bubble. We really do want to you have your own reality bubble. You carry it with you wherever you go. And we really want to create something really new. So the first thing we've already found is your Jenith, we found your program.
Yes.
And your program and your sister's program are what, would you say? What's the program you guys are running?
I would call it scarcity.
So,
I don't know that lack feels as light as the word scarcity.
okay. And it feels like that's too broad. It feels like, can I have her first name?
Jerice.
It feels something about not having enough versus scarcity. There's
Well,
like a
in her
sense
world, I think it's very much that she doesn't feel worthy.
yeah. But yes, but how would it show up in her world? Like, what would she say out loud? She wouldn't say, I don't feel worthy, and that's
No.
why I don't have, no, what would she say out loud? Would she say, I don't have enough? There's not enough. Like, what would she say when she's complaining to you to pray for her?
She's like, well, she takes so much risk. Like she's like, talk about safety. Like there's no safety in her world. She never runs to safety. She runs to the risk. But
yeah. But what would she say out loud when she's in her risk? Like when she's asking you to pray for her, what would she say her problem is?
I'm $80,000 in debt.
yeah,
There you go.
$85,000 in debt. You should pray for me is what she said exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's not enough money. That's her main
Yes.
program. She's running
Okay.
not enough. Does that make sense?
Interesting. Oh, right. Wow. I
Yes.
just got that landed. There's not enough money. She thinks money is going to fix everything too,
You did say
Right.
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's her mode.
Yes.
And it's always been her mode.
She's running, there's not enough,
Yes.
right? And that's why she's she's going after, she takes so much risk, is because she's in consumption mode of not enough.
Hmm.
It's not even a worthiness issue for her. It's that she's equated having money with some sort of love and fulfillment,
Wow.
right?
Yes.
So for you, though, it's a little different, but
Yeah.
it's a similar flavor.
Yes.
So you heard it. You guys, don't tell my husband I just spent this money.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
And
it's like I want
Yeah,
to
we
live
did.
this
We did.
elitist snob life, and yet I feel like I'm
I don't
kind
think
of
he
like,
really wants to. Do you really want to lead an elitist snob life?
I mean, that's my word for it. You know, I want to travel when I want to travel. I want to snap my fingers and have the private jet if I want to have the private jet. Not that I would choose that just for eco reasons, but I mean, that's who I feel like I am designed to be, that kind of person. And yet I also want to give and create a big community and have a lot of fun playing in all these frequencies and everything like that.
And yet the other day you were like, "Do you really need this app?" It was like $29, and I was like, "Yeah."
Well, I
use it."
didn't want to keep it if we weren't using it.
It's very like show
I
up
am.
every dollar, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm definitely."
I mean, I've been taught that by my father, that you watch the nickels and dimes and you make millions of dollars. And I have before made $1 million. So, you know, there's a part of me that knows that it's possible, and it was possible the way that I had done things. So then I don't try to change. Yes. All right, the story goes on. Welcome to my world.
awesome. So for you, though, what I hear is there's also a not enough program running. Because if you had more than enough, you would never fear telling your husband. You wouldn't bat an eye about it. There would not be a
Correct.
problem. If you were on total overflow, it would be like, babe, I just bought this $10,000 table, as well as I donated the equal amount to our foundation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it would be.
Yes.
Yeah,
So here we go. Are you guys ready? So this is what we're going to do.
and I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're going to clear not enough for everybody. So if you guys
Okay.
would like to do this, because not enough is a basic human program that we have that is unfortunate. And so many people have that not enough.
Yeah.
And it got sort of hard coded into the system instead of realizing that God is the source of your supply, or the universe, or Allah, or whoever you want to call it. By the way, on the other side, it doesn't matter. what you call it.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first things first is we're going to tune into your body. Okay, so when you think about not having enough on whatever level of reality you're operating on, because we're all on our different levels of reality,
It is.
where do you first feel it in your body?
I would say it's like high heart, lower throat.
Great. High heart, lower throat. For several of you, it's right above your belly button. Okay. So we're going to do for your sister and you. Okay. So
boy.
what's that?
I said, oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, here's the thing, because we're all one.
Yes.
We are.
No. Yes. No, I get it on that.
Sisters
Oh
of
my God.
oneness.
This is like the greatest gift of my entire life.
Oh, how beautiful. See,
So
I knew there was a reason.
we're going to
Yeah.
clear it from the genetic fields. So you'll hear me talk you through this. So you're going to tap
Right.
with your middle finger and your ring finger right up
Okay.
here on the high heart, and you're going to go
Okay.
middle finger and ring finger right above the belly button. I
Okay.
use these two fingers because you can't tap very hard. You want to be gentle, okay?
Mhm.
We're tapping on the body because the body needs 4 things for you to reprogram it. It needs physical touch, it
Mhm.
needs to hear your voice, and it needs the program code, and it needs your intention. And I
Mhm.
promise you, it will reprogram. I've done this with thousands of people across the planet, and people write me all the time with their miracle stories of like, oh my God, you won't believe my mom's now different.
Wow.
Like,
That's crazy.
you know, all the craziness. So,
Yeah.
so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tap right here and on our, right above our belly button, very gentle. And we're gonna say this together. I now release
I now release
any and all places and spaces
any and all places and spaces
in my physical and energetic body,
in my physical and energetic body,
in my cells, soul, and DNA,
in my cells, soul, and DNA,
and across my multi-dimensional field
and across my multi-dimensional field,
and all my genetic lines.
and all my genetic lines.
Now, I want you to just pause here and imagine what we're doing on the back end, you guys, is we're literally opening up a doorway to clean out this code. We're telling this code, hey, we're ready to let this go. And so your intention to let this go with compassion and love and direct it back to source energy with your imagination, your mind's eye. So if you can imagine with me right now, and we're still tapping, all of the DNA, all of the genetic lines, all of the multidimensional field, all of your cells, every single place in your body and in your energy field are opening up any place and space that this program has been carried. And we're gonna allow it in this moment, and you're gonna feel this in your body. You're gonna start to feel that we're bringing this old coding out, and we're attaching compassion and love. We understand where it came from. We get it. And thank you. So we're just going to send it all the way back, all the way back to Source Creator for transmuting. And here we go. I release it now
I release it now
across all time,
across all time,
spaces,
spaces,
dimensions,
dimensions,
and realities.
and realities.
All genetic lines.
All genetic lines.
Get a perfect clearing from this.
Get a perfect clearing from this. Wow.
And now I command
And now I command
that it's safe for me now.
That it's
safe for me now.
It's finally safe for me now
It's finally safe for me now
to have more than enough,
to have more than enough,
to live on overflow,
to live on overflow,
to be an example of overflow,
to be an example of overflow,
to be an example
to be an example
of what it means
of what it means
to have the universe be the source of my supply.
to have
the universe be a source of my supply.
Good. So we're opening up now all this new packet of information to come into your cells, into your energy body, into your DNA, into your coding. Keep tapping on your body. And we're letting the universe, God, source energy, truly become the source of your supply of overflow. This is your divine DNA. You're a divine human. This is what you were meant for originally before these old codes got plunked in there. Good. See how you feel in your body right now.
I have a ton of information that's like coming through, just like generosity, compassion. I mean, those are the kind of words that seem to be coming through right now, is like really truly being the energy of generosity.
Yes, beautiful. So
Yes.
let's just give it a minute here. We're going to come back and we're going to go one energy center down. Do we have time for one more?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so we're now all going to come down to our heart and right below your belly button. Okay, right below your belly button. And you can do this very baby gently. And here we go. I now release
I now release
any and all places and spaces
any and all places and spaces
in my physical and energetic body,
in my physical and energetic body,
in my cells, soul, and DNA,
in my cells, soul, and DNA,
in my multidimensional field and all genetic lines.
and all genetic lines.
Field hit all genetic lines.
Good. And yeah, if you start to feel a yawn, if you start to feel some release, that's good. Go with it. Yes. Great. Good work, Deborah. Yeah. Yawn it out.
Oh, wow.
Good. So we're going to keep tapping here and we're just going to pause and I'm going to help you because we're going to open up, yes, all your receptors to pull out this old code. Any places and spaces where there was lack or not enough, or the program of not enough happening. Ziku ala katea, ayakuasi, ikula kate ukatas. So we're unplugging all the way completely from that program. And here we go. I now release the program
I now release the program
of not having enough,
of not having enough,
having to do more,
having to do more,
having to do more to get enough,
having to do more to get enough,
having to be vigilant to get enough,
having to be vigilant to get enough,
having to check all the boxes to get enough.
having to check all the boxes to get enough,
That's for you, by the way. That's not for your sister. Having to scramble to get enough.
having to scramble to get enough,
Having to go into panic mode to get enough.
having to go into panic mode to get enough.
I release these now
I release these now
across all time,
across all time,
all spaces,
all spaces,
all dimensions,
all dimensions,
all realities,
all realities,
all genetic lines.
all genetic lines.
Good. Here we go. I now command
I now command
that it's safe for me now.
That it's
safe for me now.
Deep sigh. It's finally safe for me now.
It's finally safe for me now
It's finally safe for me now.
To run on overflow
to run on overflow
of money,
of money,
of energy,
of energy,
of vitality,
of vitality,
of vitality.
of vitality,
Yes, of
Yes.
wisdom,
of wisdom,
of divine sustenance.
Of
divine sustenance.
I allow myself to run these frequencies
I allow myself to run these frequencies
in and through my cells,
in and through my cells,
in and through my DNA,
in and through my DNA,
in and through my body,
in and through my body,
in and through my energy field.
in and through my energy field,
Because it's safe for me now.
because it's safe for me now.
It's finally safe for me now
It's finally safe for me now
to run on divine overflow.
to run on divine overflow.
I'm fully activating this code in my DNA.
I'm fully activating this code in my DNA.
Good. And I want you to see this and feel this with me in your body. We're literally going into the heart of your DNA, and we're activating this golden code that allows you to start to run on overflow. Divine is the source of your supply. Divine receiving is your job, and you are here to start to lean more into that and see if you can feel a shift in your body right now.
I felt a shift like 3 minutes ago.
Right.
I was seeing the app flicker on and off for a second in my mind's eye. It was like, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying.
Yes, good work. Good work.
Wow.
So that's really the heart of the divine DNA repatterning, is that we take our consciousness in and we start to install that new code. But first we have to clear the code that's in there. And like I mentioned, you can just simply ask the question, what program would somebody be having to run in order to do this? And I will tell you, in my Divine DNA Repatterning course that I think that you guys are going to share with everybody, that there's also, I have in there the top programs that people run, especially spiritual people run, in terms of love, money, abundance, spirituality, and our gifts. So you can kind of go through those and clear the field from those, because we do have so many programs that, I mean, I really want you to think about for a second. Just think 7 generations back. Your mom, your mom's mom, your mom's mom's mom. Like, think about 7 generations back, the programs that were being run. And even, you know, if you're as a woman, if you identify as a woman, like, we just got the right to have our own credit cards in 1975.
70s, I know.
Like, you couldn't, as a woman, have a credit card without your husband's approval before 1975. So, and yes, I am old enough to remember this. So the thing of it is we have so many funky monkey apps in there. So the more you can kind of get in, and I can see all of your guys' vibrations are beautiful. This is, to me, is less about raising your vibration, and it's more now about dealing with the funky programs that were embedded in this body. By the way, you can do the same thing for illness. I've done this with clients with cancer, with all sorts of things. And ultimately, what this helps you do is it helps you create a new sense of self, a new identity field where things start to become easy. Because I have this theory that you don't actually have free will at certain levels of identity. Like, an addict does not have free will to not be an addict. They're going to have that addiction. But once you break out of that consciousness, you don't have free will not to have the addiction. Like, for me, I used to be an addict. So, like, I used to smoke. Well, now I don't have free will to smoke. Like, there's no possibility of me ever smoking. I literally don't have free will to smoke. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, right. You wouldn't choose it because it's not, yes.
So it's like, I wouldn't choose it. So I don't really have free will to do it because I wouldn't choose it. Does that make sense? So
I like where you're going with that. Absolutely.
I do, yes.
So if you can kind of think about
there.
Like, if somebody's
gotcha.
if somebody's not eating healthy foods, they don't really have free will to eat healthy foods. It just won't happen for them. It'll be really hard and it'll feel like a struggle. Whereas if you program in the body that that's just what we do, we eat healthy foods, they're literally like, there's no amount of driving by a McDonald's that would ever make them stop and eat McDonald's.
Yes.
They wouldn't do it even if they were starving, right? So you technically, in your band of reality, you don't have a lot of free will. What you have to do is upgrade your operating system of the codes. It's just like your phone doesn't have free will. If you wanted to go watch YouTube and you don't have the YouTube app, you cannot watch YouTube, right? Your phone doesn't have that same free will. Same thing with you. Your body's really no different. So that said,
so I need to reshare my screen to share your offer.
Oh, okay, great. Let me stop.
So I'm gonna do my little
Yes, so people can
let's talk about this. Yes.
Beautiful work. I'm so glad that we had you today.
Wow, that was
Absolutely
really
divine.
enlightening.
Yes.
At the right time, right after Ambujam went through all those car analogies.
And I would love to hear you guys what you felt in your body too. Like when we did that, I'd love to hear what you felt. So if you want to pop me a chat.
Sure.
It was
For me personally, I felt like this part of my heart was like opening. Like I could feel like this, like I could even touch in there, and it was like feeling like a little sore, like soreness, and then all of a sudden it felt better. Like I can't explain it. I love how there's sometimes not words.
That's right.
But let me see.
Yeah, somebody on the chat there, like weightlessness and relief. Wow, this shift is amazing. Even felt a little sick in my stomach.
That's common. When you're doing the tapping, what that tapping on the body is doing is directly going into the code. And so you're releasing stuff. And so you just had like a toxin release. So I always want to say, yes, after this, drink some water, make sure it's mineralized. You always want to get minerals in your water, because minerals, I don't know if you guys know this. I talk about this in my Radiance Codes program, but if you don't have good minerals in your water, heavy metals will sit in the receptors where the minerals are supposed to go.
So like Himalayan salts.
Himalayan salts, or like a nice trace mineral that you can pick up at the health food store. But something with, you want to have good amount of potassium. Coconut water is amazing, but you want to electrolyte yourself so that you don't store the toxins and then reabsorb them. So you kind of want to drink a lot of water and pee the old code
out.
Yeah, yes.
Fast. I'm going to hydrate like a mad woman today.
Do it. Deborah says, this shift was massive for me. We'd love to hear more about that.
Let's see. Paul says, Alysa is pure magic. And Irene said, this is amazing. I don't even think I'm the same person. Wow.
Yes, and you're not, because you literally deleted all these codes. Like you guys can feel it, right? Like you can feel it leave your system. Now here's the secret trick though. What we did is we do it with intention. We're not just saying rote words. We're not just tapping and saying stuff. We are intending and asking source energy, universal energy, to help us clear this. And because you're one with all things, and because you are divine in physical form, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
Lovely.
Do you want to talk about the divine DNA activation toolkit?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it, or are you guys going to talk about it?
No, you go for it.
Okay.
We pulled it up so you can talk to it a little bit.
Yeah, so the Divine DNA Activation Toolkit is, it's amazing. So I walk you through this a little more in depth and give you some more examples. You also are going to get 10 different DNA activations, as well as 13 frequency encoded audios. And you guys were talking about this earlier. Your body, your DNA responds best to sound. That's why we use the sound of your voice to recode. But we also can go in with sound. And I've done these 13 audio frequencies for each one of your chakras. So your Earth Star chakra all the way up to your Divine Gateway chakra. So all of that's included. You get some handouts, some PDFs, some worksheets. And basically it's like giving yourself an energetic reset. So literally you are being able to go in and do the exact process that we did, only a little deeper. So I give you step-by-step processes. If you can hang out here, just go scroll back up.
Okay.
Right. Oh, right here. What's inside the toolkit? So basically you're getting a step-by-step process. So, because you're going to leave today and you're going to be like, what did Alysa say again? What was that? Right. And so I give you a clearing statement sheet, and I give you an installation sheet. So you're going to be like your own best supercomputer programmer.
I love it.
I give you the whole repatterning workbook, which is, I think, like 30 some pages, and it gives you some journal prompts. So you're going to be able to pinpoint the exact program that's running, because that's part of the issue, is we need to know what the program's running. So I give you prompts so that you're going to be able to find that out. I show you the somatic energetic scanning techniques. You can kind of feel where it's in your body. And then I show you where the gateway tapping points are. So on the other side, they gave me this whole program. And by the way, we do also have a certification in the Divine Light Energy Healers Academy that this is one of the tools that we teach if you're a practitioner. But I wanted, I want everybody to have this technique because it's so powerful. So yeah, it's a great program. It's self-paced completely. You can dive into it. And here's the thing, like what we hear back from people is that they have these miraculous experiences. Like they've manifested all sorts of money. Their like relationships are changing. It's really pretty incredible. So it's a super sweet value. We have it on special here for $97. So you guys can get access to that.
Really incredible.
Thank you, Alysa.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's funny. We do these calls all the time and we have speakers and they open the door for clearings, right? But there was something about that was a little bit more different and more impactful that I don't want to
I know.
separate any speakers at all, right? But for me, in my experience, that was something that was a little different. I am so curious how my life might show up after today.
Me too.
Yes.
And I think Leonka will really appreciate it too.
Yeah. Well, and can I speak into that for a second? So some of you might have to do this again and again. Because if you think about how cellular turnover works, you have DNA inside of every single one of your cells. So what we just did is we put in some new memory cells, some new cells that hold different consciousness. And those cells are going to go out and go out and go out. Kind of like when you were a baby and you were in the embryo stage and you had 2 cells and then 4 cells and then 8 cells. So some of you got more activation than others of you, right? Just due to how quickly the body can broadcast itself and how much electromagnetism is happening within the cells, the communication. Right? Because that's how cells spread, is through communication. They electrically communicate.
Yeah.
So you might have to do this process again and again and again, but like you'll know when it's resolved. You'll know when it's not a thing anymore. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm totally cleared of that. For some people, it happens in one go. And for some people, it's like 25 goes. Like they're like walking through the parking lot, like, oh, I know, command, But here's the thing why it feels different is because one thing I learned on the other side is that total empowerment is really necessary. So this is really pulling all the power back into your hands in your field and understanding that you're the best programmer of your own body. Your body listens to you way better than it listens to me because it's programmed to.
And so many people turn their power over to energy healers and things like that. And in a lot of cases, those are energy healers that are healing themselves, and that's just a little bit of a catalyst.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong to going to an energy healer and asking to just receive. That there's a reason for that and a need for that. But there's something to be said for taking total responsibility for your body and learning to repattern and reprogram yourself, because ultimately you are a sovereign being, you are a divine creator in physical form. So the more you can learn to do that, the less and less you'll need the other support of somebody to do the healing for you, right? Like my goal is to empower everybody to be their own best healer. Like I myself have gone to healers. I've needed healers. So it's not wrong. It's kind of like the training wheels. When you're learning to ride a bike, you at first need some training wheels. And then pretty soon you're like, I can just do this on my own.
Yes.
And that's what I'm here
all the time.
Yeah.
And there is a power in more than one person.
Yes.
There is a power with we're doing this together too.
Totally.
We had an interesting question on the chat, and it says, can this help with massive healing of the whole body? Meaning, you pretty much had that happen. She said, I have a similar illnesses, diseases, medications as you had.
Oh, well, first, my heart goes out to you. Hold on, I'm going to see this person's name here so I can tune in a little bit.
At the bottom of the chat, it's
I
Yes,
think
Tracy.
it's the
Tracy,
very
Tracy.
bottom.
Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so first of all, I just have to go on record and say I don't recommend dying. I don't recommend driving it all the way down into the bottom. So please, you don't have to do that. But yes, Tracy, this can totally help with healing the body. And I will also say one of the most important things for me personally with healing the body, besides this technique, is something that I teach my clients, and it's having a different identity. So imagining yourself every day in the state that you want to be in. So for me, when I was bedridden, I literally would lay there and I would listen to a particular meditation. And if you, inside the Divine DNA Repatterning Kit, this meditation is actually in there, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, so there's a link to it. But it's a healing meditation. And I would listen to this healing meditation every single day. And I would imagine myself just walking out in the sunshine, just feeling myself walking out in the sunshine, listening to the sound of the birds while I was in bed. What that does is, remember when I said earlier, your brain will not let you do anything that it doesn't feel is safe. Your brain knows what safety is by its memory. So you can trick your brain into having a different memory by repatterning it and reprogramming it with your actions. And I know you guys got to go, and I got to too. So let me just drop it there.
Wow, but what an enlightening conversation, and thank you. Thank you so much. The link to the special offer is in the chat. You can also find it on our live page at houthustle.com/live.
Alyssa, it's been
Awesome.
such a beautiful time with you. I thank you so much. And a couple words from the chat. It says, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Hearts. Uh, Sue says, wow, Alyssa, love you so much. I couldn't agree more. Oh, love. Thank
I love
you.
you guys. Thank you for
Yay.
being with me, you guys. I've loved every moment of it. I so appreciate you guys for being here. Mwah.
Well,
And
thank you so much.
ladies, for having me. Love you guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Great.
All right, guys, everybody be sure to join us tomorrow as we have another really beautiful packed day. And don't forget to comment and make your comments on social media so that you can be in the drawing for a session with either Jonathan and I. Also, to do that on social media, it is at houthustle.com. No, it is at How Hustle Live on Instagram and on TikTok, and also How Hustle on our channel
On YouTube.
on YouTube. And if you're there, might as well like and subscribe.
We would love that. We'd like it a lot,
I have to go pick up my son, so I do need to
Yes.
sign off.
Well,
But it's the best part of everything that we do. Go ahead.
yeah. I just wanted to remind you that the VIP chat is also on that live page, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, with 3 new speakers. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
We're How Hustle reminding
And
you
you to take a time to enjoy the
win.
woo.
Have a good one.
Thank you for your presence.